Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, and esteemed colleagues, a very good morning to you all and welcome you to Vendor Development Program and Industrial Exhibition held here at KASSIA today. I request our President of KASSIA, Sri Shashidhar Shetty, to escort Sri Vijay Mahantesh B. Danamanava, IAS Director, MSME, Department of Industries and Commerce, DOK, to the dais. I request Vice President Sri M.G. Rajgopal to escort Dr. K. Socrates, Joint Director, MSME Development and Facilitation Office, Bengaluru, to the dais. I request Sri Sripati, Deputy General Manager, SIDBI, to join us on the dais. Sri L. Nagraj, Joint Director, DIC Bengaluru Urban, to come on the dais. Sri Gopinath Rao, IADS, Deputy Director, MSME DFO Bengaluru, to come on the dais. And I also request all the office bearers to come on the dais. To start this program, I request you all to stand up as we are going to be playing our Nada Geete. Thank you all for your cooperation. Now, I request all the dignitaries on the stage to proceed to light the lamp. Please, sir.
I request Mahesh, KT Chairman, and also Nagraj to come on the dais and join for lighting the lamp, please.
Thank you all. Now, I request President KASSIA, Shri Shashidhar Shetty sir, to give the welcome address.
ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ಇವತ್ತು ನಾವು ವೆಂಡರ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಮತ್ತು ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರಿಯಲ್ ಎಕ್ಸಿಬಿಷನನ್ನು ಇವತ್ತು ಮತ್ತು ನಾಳೆ ಕಾಸ್ಯಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಹಮ್ಮಿಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮವನ್ನು ಉದ್ಘಾಟಿಸಲು ನಮ್ಮ DIC ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಆದಂಥ ಶ್ರೀ ವಿಜಯ ಮಹಾಂತೇಶ್ ಪಿ ದಾನಮ್ಮನವರು IAS ಇವರು ನಮ್ಮ ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮವನ್ನು ಉದ್ಘಾಟಿಸಲು ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ಉದ್ಘಾಟನೆಯನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ನೆರವೇರಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವರನ್ನು ನಾನು ಕಾಸ್ಯಾದ ಪರವಾಗಿ ಹೃತ್ಪೂರ್ವಕವಾಗಿ ಸ್ವಾಗತಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ. ಹಾಗೆ ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮವನ್ನು ಪ್ರಾಯೋಜಿಸಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಇವರು MSMED ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಫೆಸಿಲಿಟೇಷನ್ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ K ಸೋಕ್ರೆಟಸ್ ಜಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಇವರನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ನಾನು ಸ್ವಾಗತಿಸ್ತಿದ್ದೇನೆ. ಹಾಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಗಳಿಗೂ ನಮ್ಮೊಂದಿಗಿದ್ದು ನಮಗೆ ಸಹಕರಿಸ್ತಿರುವಂಥ ಸಿಡ್ಬಿಯ ಡೆಪ್ಯೂಟಿ ಜನರಲ್ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜರ್ ಆದ ಶ್ರೀ ಶ್ರೀಪತಿ ಅವರನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಈ ಕಾಸ್ಯಾದ ಪರವಾಗಿ ಸಮಾರಂಭಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ವಾಗತಿಸ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಹಾಗೂ ಮಹೇಶ್ ಅವರು KCTU MD ಅವರು ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ನಮ್ಮ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ಸಹಕರಿಸಿದೊಂದಿಗೆ ಕಾಸ್ಯಕ್ಕೆ ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಬಂದು ನಮಗೆ ಬೇಕಾದ ಸಲಹೆ ಸೂಚನೆಗಳು ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಹಾಗೂ ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ನಾವು ಕಾಸ್ಯದವರು ಅಂದ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಮಹೇಶ್ ಅವರನ್ನು ನಾನು ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ವಾಗತಿಸ್ತೇನೆ. ಹಾಗೆ ಶ್ರೀ L ನಾಗರಾಜ್ ಅವರು ಜಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟರ್ DIC ಬ್ಯಾಂಗ್ಳೂರು ಅರ್ಬನ್ ಅವರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಕಾಸ್ಯದ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ವಾಗತವನ್ನು ಬಯಸ್ತಿದ್ದೇನೆ. ಹಾಗೆ ಶ್ರೀ ಗೋಪಿನಾಥ್ ರಾವ್ IEDS ಡೆಪ್ಯೂಟಿ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟರ್ MSME DFO ಬ್ಯಾಂಗ್ಳೂರು ಇವರು ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ಮುಖ್ಯವಾಗಿ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದ ನಿಯೋಜನೆ ಎಲ್ಲದರಲ್ಲೂ ಭಾಗವಹಿಸ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವರಿಗೆ ಕಾಸ್ಯಾದ ಪರವಾಗಿ ಸ್ವಾಗತವನ್ನು ಬಯಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಹಾಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸರ್ ಆಗಿ ಬಂದಂಥ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಗಳಾದಂಥ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್, ಯೂನಿಯನ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಆಫ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ, ಕರೂರ್ ವೈಶ್ಯ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್, ಕೆನರಾ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್, ಪಂಜಾಬ್ ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಮತ್ತು ಎಲ್ಲ PSUನ ರೆಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟೇಟಿವ್ನಿದೆ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಸ್ವಾಗತವನ್ನು ಬಯಸ್ತಾ ನನ್ನ ಈ ಎರಡು ಮಾತುಗಳನ್ನು ಮುಗಿಸಿದ್ರ ಮೊದಲು ಒಂದೇ ನಿಮಿಷ, ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ರು ಭಾಳ ಅರ್ಜೆಂಟಲ್ಲಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವರಿಗೆ ಇವತ್ತು MSMED ಕೌನ್ಸಿಲ್ ಮೀಟಿಂಗ್ ಇದೆ. ಈ ಕಾಸ್ಯ ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ. ನಮ್ಮದು 1949ನಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಇದೀಗ 75ನೇ ವರ್ಷವನ್ನು ಆಚರಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ಈ ಪ್ರತಿ ವರ್ಷದಂತೆ MSME ಮತ್ತು DIC ಸಹಯೋಗದೊಂದಿಗೆ ಈ ವಂಡರ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮವನ್ನು ನಮ್ಮ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಫ್ಲೋರ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ನಡೆಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬರ್ತಿದ್ವಿ. ಹಾಗೆ ಈ ಸಲ ನಾವು ಎಲ್ಲ ಜಿಲ್ಲಾ ಕೇಂದ್ರಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ಅವೇರ್ನೆಸ್ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಸಿಡ್ಬಿ ಮತ್ತು DIC ಸಹಯೋಗದೊಂದಿಗೆ ನಡೆಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ವಿ. ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಡೆನೂ ನಮಗೆ ತುಂಬ ಜನ ಬಂದು ಸೇರ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟ್ರು ಎಲ್ಲ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮಿಗೆ ಬರ್ತಿದ್ರು. ಇವತ್ತು ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟ್ರು ಬ್ಯಾಂಗ್ಳೂರಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂದ್ಕೊಂಡು ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ವಿ. ಏನಾಯಿತು ಅಂದರೆ ಇವತ್ತು ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇದೆ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟ್ರು ಎಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲಿ ನಮಗೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಅಲ್ಲ ಯಾವುದೇ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ಇವತ್ತು ಹೋಗ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ಫುಲ್ ಡೇ ಮೀಟಿಂಗ್ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಅವ್ರು ಬರಲಿಕ್ಕಾಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಕೂಡ ಅವರ ಅನುಪಸ್ಥಿತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಸ್ಯದ ಪರವಾಗಿ ಸ್ವಾಗತವನ್ನು ಬಯಸಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಇಚ್ಛಿಸ್ತೇನೆ. ಹಾಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಜಮಖಂಡಿ ಸರ್ ಅವರು ಈಗ ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಸೈನ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಕನ್ಸಲ್ಟೆಂಟಾಗಿ ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವರು ಕಾಸ್ಯದೊಂದಿಗೆ ಈ ಹಲವಾರು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಗಳನ್ನ ಹಮ್ಮಿಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವರು ಕೂಡ ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಜಮಖಂಡಿ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಸ್ವಾಗತ ಬಯಸ್ತಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಸರ್ ಮುಂದೆ ಬನ್ನಿ ಸರ್. ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮವನ್ನು ಅತಿ ಬೇಗ ಮುಗಿಸ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ನಾನು ಎರಡು ಮಾತನ್ನು ಮುಗಿಸ್ತೇನೆ. ಜೈ ಹಿಂದ್.
Thank you so much, sir, for addressing the gathering. Now we have felicitation to our chief guest. I request President Shri Shashidhar Shetty of KASSIA to felicitate Shri Vijay Mahantesh B. Danamanavar, IAS Director, MSME, Department of Industries and Commerce, JOK. Thank you, sir. Now, I request Vice President Sri M.G. Rajgopal to felicitate Dr. K. Socrates, Joint Director, MSME Development and Facilitation Office, Bengaluru. I request the audience to give a huge round of applause. Thank you, sir. Now, I request General Secretary Sri S. Nagaraju to felicitate Sri Shripati, Deputy General Manager, SIDBI. Thank you, sir. Now, I request Treasurer Sri H.K. Mallesh Gowda and Joint Secretary Rural Sri Arun Padiyar N to felicitate Sri Gopinath Rao, IADS, Deputy Director, MSME DFO, Bengaluru. Now, I request of President to felicitate Mahesh, KCTU, Managing Director. Thank you, sir. Now, I request Vice President Sri M.G. Rajgopal to felicitate Nagaraju, Joint Secretary of TCI, Joint Director of TCI, TIC. Thank you, sir. I request everyone to be seated. Now we have opening remarks by Sri Gopinath Rao, IADS Deputy Director, MSME DFO, Bengaluru. Over to you, sir.
Good morning to all of you, dignitaries on the dais, Chief Guest Sri Vijaya Mahantesh, Tanamannavar, IAS Director MSME, dear participants. As we all know, the MSME sector is playing a major role in the development of our economy, and it's contributing nearly 30% to the growth of our country. Having a huge number across country of MSMEs playing a major role, the marketing becomes very important for them too. Government through its various schemes supporting in various areas the development of MSMEs in the areas of quality, in the areas of finance assistance, in the areas of improving the manufacturing process. So out of that, the marketing support becomes most important key link where MSME needs frequent and time to time upgradation in the marketing support. We have 3-4 areas where under marketing supports can be supported for MSME sectors. Under that, the vendor development is most important, because under the public procurement policy 2012 and after 2015, when it was made mandatory for all PSUs to procure their annual requirements, out of their annual requirements, 25% from the micro and small enterprise, which made a very big support for MSMEs. Since then, the MSMEs are getting constant support from PSUs. If you see the data of last 7 years, there is a tremendous growth in the procurement by the PSUs. The last year 22-23 procurement was around 1,80,000 crores. Out of that, 63,000 crores only from micro and small enterprises, which constitutes around 35% of their procurement. That means about 25% what the limit was there, almost 10% increased. Out of that 25%, which is restricted, mandatory procurement, 3% from women entrepreneurs, 4% for LCST units. The last year procurement was around 1,000 crores from SCST units, which constitute 0.9%, and 2,200 crores from women entrepreneurs growth, which constitute 1.2% of their growth, percentage-wise, in terms of volume and in terms of percentage. Looking at this figure, the MSME needs constant support, which I always emphasize and stress on the point. And today we have the program here where the PSUs, leading PSUs like Southwestern Railways, Hindustan Aeronautics Limited, BHEL, and Wheel and Excel plants, these PSUs have participated and they have come out with a lot of products and services which the MSMEs can take the opportunity to manufacture or provide a service to the PSUs. Here the technology comes in the picture, the quality comes in the picture, your cost comes into the picture, your capability comes into the picture. The overall development of the MSMEs depends on these 4 pillars, which every MSME needs to understand this. Today with this program, I am sure they will carry out some orders, some registration with the PSUs as a vendor, which will give them a long way in their business growth. Sustainability of the business is the most important focus for MSMEs. I hope this particular vendor development program plays a major role in continuation of their businesses for a long time. I hope India needs a strong MSME foundation because it is the one which is playing a major role in the economy of our country. The government's ambitious 5 trillion economy which government is aiming. The role of MSME becomes very, very important in future days. And these programs will definitely help all MSMEs. And still there are a lot of schemes or MSME schemes are there, which will, during the technical sessions, we are going to highlight, which will further strengthen the strength of the MSMEs. With these few words, I think all the best to all the participants who participate in these programs and take the advantage of these programs which will help you. Though it's 2 days, 2 days will not be sufficient, but 2 days will carry a long memory in your future life. Thank you.
ನಾನು ವೆಲ್ಕಮ್ ಮಾಡೋಕೆ ಮರೆತುಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೆ. ನಮ್ಮ ಈಗ ಪಾಸ್ಟ್ ಪ್ರೆಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ ಹನುಮಂತೇಗೌಡರು ಬಂದರು, ನಿಮಗೂ ಸ್ವಾಗತ. ಹಾಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ IPP ನರಸಿಂಹಮೂರ್ತಿ ಅವರು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಅವರಿಗೂ ಸ್ವಾಗತ. ಹಾಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಬಾನ್ಸಿಯಾದ ಅಧ್ಯಕ್ಷರು ಬೋರೇಗೌಡರು ಮತ್ತು ರಾಜಾಜಿನಗರ್ ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರಿಯಲ್ ಅಸೋಸಿಯೇಷನ್ ಉಮಾಶಂಕರು, ಪ್ರಕಾಶ್ ನಗರ್ ಬಾಸಿಯಾದ ಅಧ್ಯಕ್ಷರಾದಂಥ ಭಾಸ್ಕರ್ ಅವರು ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ, ಹಾಗೂ ನಮ್ಮ ಹೊಸಮನಿಯವರು ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಹೊಸಮನಿಯವ್ರಿಗೂ ಸ್ವಾಗತ. ಹಾಗೆ ಶಶಿಕುಮಾರ್ ಅವರು ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸ್ಟಾಲ್ ಓನರ್ಸ್ ಕೂಡ ಸ್ವಾಗತ ಬಯಸ್ತಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು.
Thank you so much, sir, for your insightful words. Now we have our inaugural address by Shri Vijay Mahantesh B. Danamanava, IAS Director, MSME, Department of Industries and Commerce, TOK. Over to you, sir.
ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ಇವತ್ತು MSME ಅಭಿವೃದ್ಧಿ ಮತ್ತು ಸೌಲಭ್ಯ ಕಚೇರಿ ಬ್ಯಾಂಗ್ಳೂರು, MSME ಸಚಿವಾಲಯ ಭಾರತ ಸರ್ಕಾರ, ಜಿಲ್ಲಾ ಕೈಗಾರಿಕಾ ಕೇಂದ್ರ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರು ನಗರ ಮತ್ತು KASSIA ಇವರ ಸಹಯೋಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಇವತ್ತು ಮಾರಾಟಗಾರರ ಅಭಿವೃದ್ಧಿ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಮತ್ತು ಕೈಗಾರಿಕಾ ವಸ್ತು ಪ್ರದರ್ಶನ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಹಮ್ಮಿಕೊಳ್ಳಲಾಗಿದೆ. ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದ ಘನ ಅಧ್ಯಕ್ಷತೆಯನ್ನು KASSIAದ ಅಧ್ಯಕ್ಷರಾದಂಥ ಶಶಿಧರ್ ವಹಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ನಾನು ಬಂದು 3 ತಿಂಗಳಾಯಿತು. ಅವರು ಬಹಳಷ್ಟು ಸಲ ನಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ ಬರ್ತಾಯಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಪ್ರತಿ ಬಾರಿನೂ ಹೊಸ ಹೊಸ ವಿಷಯಗಳನ್ನ ತೊಗೊಂಡು ಬರ್ತಾರೆ. ಮತ್ತು ಯಾವಾಗ ನಾವು ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು, ಅವರು ಒಂದು ದಿವಸ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ, ಒಂದು ದಿವಸ ಹೈದ್ರಾಬಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ, ಅಥವಾ ಬೀದರು, ಗುಲ್ಬರ್ಗ, ಬಳ್ಳಾರಿ, ಈ ಥರ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಡೆ ಓಡಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ನನಗದು ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಅನ್ನಿಸ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತು, ಏನು ಇವ್ರದ್ದು ವಯಸ್ಸಿರಬೇಕು ಅಂತ, ಈಗ ಇಷ್ಟು ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಆಗಿ ಓಡಾಡ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ. ಈಗಲೂ ವೆಲ್ಕಮ್ ಸ್ಪೀಚ್ ಇಷ್ಟು ಬುಲೆಟ್ ಸ್ಪೀಡ್ ಟ್ರೈನಲ್ಲಿ ಅವ್ರು ಮಾಡಿದರು. ಎಷ್ಟು ವಯಸ್ಸಿಂದು 59, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ 45 or 59, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಕೇಳಬೇಕಾಯ್ತು. ಭಾಳ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಆಗಿ ಅವರ ಕೆಲಸವನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಭಾಳ ಸಂತೋಷ. ಮತ್ತು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬರಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಇವತ್ತು ಅವರು ಭಾಳ ವಿಶೇಷವಾಗಿ ನಮಗೆ ಒತ್ತಡವನ್ನು ಹಾಕಿದರು. ಯಾಕೆಂದರೆ ನನಗೆ ಇವತ್ತು MSCFC ಮೀಟಿಂಗ್ ಇತ್ತು 11 ಗಂಟೆಗೆ, ಆದರೂ ಒತ್ತಾಯಪೂರ್ವಕವಾಗಿ ನಾನು ಬರಲೇಬೇಕಾಯಿತು. ಹಾಗೆಯೇ ವೇದಿಕೆ ಮೇಲೆ ಉಪಸ್ಥಿರುವಂಥ ನಮ್ಮ ಕೇಂದ್ರ ಕಚೇರಿಯ ಸೋಕ್ರೆಟ್ಸ್ ಅವರೇ, ಹಾಗೆಯೇ ವೇದಿಕೆ ಮೇಲೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಗಣ್ಯರೇ ಮತ್ತು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗಮಿಸಿರುವಂಥ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕೈಗಾರಿಕೋದ್ಯಮಿಗಳೇ ಮತ್ತು ಏನು ಪ್ರಾಯೋಜಿತ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕಿನ ಪದಾಧಿಕಾರಿಗಳೇ ಮತ್ತು ಮಾಧ್ಯಮ ವರ್ಗದವರೇ, ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ಗೋಪಿನಾಥ್ರವರು ಹೇಳಿದ ಹಾಗೆ ಈ MSME ಸೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಏನಿದೆ ಭಾರತ ದೇಶದ ಒಂದು ಆರ್ಥಿಕ ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಅದರ ಕೊಡುಗೆ ಬಹಳ ಪ್ರಾಮುಖ್ಯವಾಗಿದೆ. ತಮಗೆಲ್ಲ ಕೇಳಿರ್ತೀರಿ, MSME sector contributes roughly around 30% of our GDP and roughly around 33% of the manufacturing sector, and in fact 50% of our exports are by the MSMEs. And in terms of employment, if you go by the Udyam registration, close to around 12 crore people are employed in this sector. So we all keep saying agriculture is the backbone of India's economy. So ನನಗೆ ಅನ್ನಿಸ್ತದೆ, the way the agriculture is going and the way the MSME sector is going, probably the MSME will overtake agriculture in the coming future ಅಂತ ನನಗೆ ಅನ್ನಿಸ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ಇಷ್ಟು ಪ್ರಾಮುಖ್ಯತೆ ಕೇವಲ ಆರ್ಥಿಕ ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಇವತ್ತು MSME ಅನ್ನೋಂಥದ್ದು ಎಲ್ಲೋ ಒಂದು ಮೆಟ್ರೋ ಅಥವಾ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಂಥ ನಗರಕ್ಕೆ ಸೀಮಿತ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ. ದಿಸ್ is spread wide across the geographical ಬೌಂಡ್ರೀಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ. ಸೊ ಈ ರೀತಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ದೇಶದ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮೂಲ ಮೇಲೆ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಇಟ್ ನಾಟ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಸಪೋರ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ಲೂಸಿವ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ equitable growth, but it connects these remote areas to the mainstream part of India and also to the rest of the world. So ಇಷ್ಟು MSME ಇವತ್ತು ಬಹಳ ಒಂದು ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಸೆಕ್ಟರ್. ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಇವತ್ತು ಮೇಕ್ ಇನ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಇನಿಷಿಯೇಟಿವ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾತನಾಡ್ತೇವೆ. ಪ್ರಾಬಲಿ India is going to be successful in this initiative ಅಂತಂದರೆ it's all because of the MSME sector. So even if everybody keeps talking, saying that India is economic superpower or something like that, I must say that contribution also goes to the MSME. So in spite of this, ಈಗ ಹೇಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಗೋಪಿನಾಥ್ ಅವರು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು, with all this success still you have number of challenges in terms of access to credit, access to technology, skilled labor, and more so about the marketing. ಇವತ್ತು ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಕೇಂದ್ರ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ or state government with the broad framework policies, incentives, concessions, trying to meet all these challenges, but market is always something beyond the government's control. Whether it's agriculture or industry, market is market. So ವಿಶೇಷವಾಗಿ ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ if you look at the MSMEs, 95% they come under the micro and small category. So basically this very small nature makes them very, very difficult to get a customer abroad. Even if they get also, it becomes very difficult in terms of logistics or financial or the compliance complexities of the export sector. So it's very important that we connect this MSME with the, apart from global supply chain, we need to connect them with the domestic supply chain. ಸೊ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ನೋಡಿದೆ, ಒಂದು ಕಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಏನು ಡಿಫೆನ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ರೈಲ್ವೇಸ್ ಏನು PSUs ಇದ್ದಾವೆ, ಇವನ್ ಪವರ್ ಸೆಕ್ಟರ್, ದೇ ಆಲ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಟು ಇಂಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಲಾಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದೇರ್ requirements at a very high cost. Since we have a very robust MSME sector now, I think they can source their products locally, domestically, but only thing is how to connect them, buyers and the sellers. So that's where this VDP's vendor development programs becomes very important, and we're all part of that such one program. our MSME departments, regularly conducts a lot of national level and state level vendor development programs. These programs will help in building partnerships, fostering the trust, and also drive the continuous growth. So I'm sure today this will act as a platform for knowledge sharing and also the collaboration between various stakeholders. Today, ತಮಗೆಲ್ಲ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ, ಇವತ್ತು business environment changes every now and then. So adaptability ಮತ್ತು innovation becomes very, very important. So all our vendors, they should always focus more on technology and the latest industrial trends. So I'm sure today's program will act as a platform, not only just to exchange ideas or learn from each other, but also to seek a lot of partnerships. So probably as you go through the entire day and tomorrow also, I'm sure a lot of long-lasting relationships between the buyers and sellers will take place. Knowledge sharing will happen. So we all should remember our success depends on the collective strength of the network. It only through these networks between the buyers and sellers, I think, we can overcome the challenges, seize the opportunities, and drive the growth for this country. We all talk about India in 2047, a developed world, a brighter and a world. So this can all happen only when we all work together. I'm sure this is one example which speaks about the collaborative spirit in the industrial sector, where all the buyers, sellers and the manufacturers are all meeting. So I wish all of you to take full advantage of this vendor development program and the industrial exhibition program. I wish you all a great success for this program. ಮತ್ತು ಮುಖ್ಯವಾಗಿ ಇವತ್ತೇನು ಮಾನ್ಯ ಸಚಿವರು ಅನ್ಯ ನಿಮಿತ್ತ ಕಾರಣಗಳಿಂದ ಬರಲಿಕ್ಕಾಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಅವರ ಅನುಪಸ್ಥಿತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮವನ್ನು ಉದ್ಘಾಟನೆ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಅಧ್ಯಕ್ಷರು ನನಗೆ ಅನುವು ಮಾಡಿಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಹೀಗಾಗಿ ನಾನು ಅವರಿಗೆ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳನ್ನು ಹೇಳಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಬಯಸ್ತೇನೆ. ಮತ್ತು ವಿಶೇಷವಾಗಿ ನಾವು ಈ ಒಂದು ದೀಪಾವಳಿ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ. ತಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಹೌಸಸ್ಗೆ ನನಗೆ ಅನ್ನಿಸ್ತದೆ ದೀಪಾವಳಿ ಇಸ್ ದಿ ನ್ಯೂ ಇಯರ್. ಸೊ ಐ ವಿಶ್ ಯು ಆಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಯು ಅ ವೆರಿ ಅಡ್ವಾನ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಅ ವೆರಿ ಹ್ಯಾಪಿ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಪ್ರಾಸ್ಪರಸ್ Deepavali festival. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for those insightful words and also for joining us even in your busy schedule. Now, I request Dr. K. Socrates, Joint Director, MSME Development and Facilitation Office, Bengaluru, to address the gathering.
Respected Chief Guest of the function, Sri Vijay Mangesh B. Dhanamanavar, Director, MSME Department of Industry and Commerce, Government of Karnataka, President of this today's function, Sri Sasishar Shetty, President KASSIA, and
Vijay Mayantesh Dhanamanavar, he engaged with other programs. He wanted to leave early from the programs. We thank him, and on behalf of KASSIA, on behalf of all of us, we thank him a lot. Thank you.
Sripadi, Deputy General Manager, SIDBI, and Future President KASSIA, Sri Raja Gopal, and the Secretary and the Office Bearers. Of course, I have a special affinity with the Joint Secretary, Mr. Arun, but we come from the same place. And my colleague, Mr. Gopinath Rao, former President, I could see Nasumi Kyoru, Namaskara, and Rajajinagar Industrial Estate President, because we are also in the same estate. We feel that you are our President also. And my former Director, Sri Jamkandi, Senior Scientist President at IAC Bangalore, and my other colleague, Mr. Sasikumar, Nagaraj Vasmani, and Bharti, and Govindarajula. I could see few of my colleagues. Of course, good number of entrepreneurs, presidents from different industry associations, and ladies and gentlemen, bankers, as well as PSU's participants, and stall SME owners who have taken up a stall. I just take it a little differently here, right from VDP. I wanted to emphasize about the role of industry associations. I feel industry association is a true democratic setup. You have a very strong membership basis. You have a very well-placed election process. You elect your governing council members. You constitute your team and take it up various activities in the welfare of micro, small, and medium sectors with state government as well as central government as well as the bankers. A strong and mature association is a blessing for any government setup, because the association acts as a window for government agencies to reach out to all your members across the state. Also, all the feedback we receive from association only. The association is strong and mature. The work or tasks given to the government agencies have become very, very simplified. So we always actually look for a strong support and cooperation from association. And incidentally, your KASSIA is a representative of MSME board at national level. Once KASSIA, Tamil Nadu Association, used to represent. Now you have overtaken for the entire South India that you are representing. Truly you will take it up the various issues. You have an opportunity to raise it. Also, you have the strength to convey to the appropriate agencies to make any changes or get any support to the state of Karnataka, particularly MSME sectors. And we are fortunate, MSME DFO is fortunate have you, KASSIA, as associate for organizing this today's event. We are very much actually fortunate to have you in association, because it is like an organizing a very big function, equal to a family function. You have taken it up all responsibility. We are just behind you to give small lending support, but you have actually make it a very, very huge program, and having 4 PSUs as well as around 90 micro small enterprises, 4 to 5 bankers, and other state government agencies also for this program. So we are very proud to have you, sir, as a partner for this 2-day underdevelopment program. Also, we have with us SIDBI. SIDBI is the only banker, nodal bank for small industries development. So they are also with us. Your active support always helps us. Already SIDBI and KASSIA is actually doing a financial literacy program across the Karnataka. I think first of its kind in Karnataka. I was told by President that this model is being replicated by other states also. And reaching out to Bijapur, Gulbarga, Bidar, I think probably nobody must have done it in earlier occasion to take it to the corner of each and every state. So that way SIDBI is also contributing a lot to creating awareness of financial literacy. Of course, state government through DICs as well as KCTU also they are equally supporting. Coming to MSME DFO is a field formation of Ministry of MSME. The role of MSME development and facilitation organization is very, very clear and is known to all. We were actually so far working for the progress and growth of micro, small and medium enterprises. Now we have been given an additional mandate of helping identifying new set of artisans across the country. All may be aware about that PM Vishwakarma scheme has been launched on 17th September by Honorable Prime Minister. Around 18 trades have been identified. Among the 18 trades, various artisans, craftsmen, they are all enrolling to get the benefit. The Government of India's idea is actually, it's not sufficient to only do the services to the existing enterprises. We have to help creating new enterprises. So far around 11 lakh craftspeople have been identified, they will be converted as a future enterprises. So, Mr. Gopinath was mentioning about making to 5 trillion economy. So already it is only 2.5 trillion. The rest where it will come from. So we have to create new enterprises also. We have to invent new enterprises. This PM Vishwakarma scheme definitely will actually bring very micro, small, nano enterprises to the new members of these associations. So that is also an additional mandate given to us. And because of this, there are known sectors, known problems. Known sectors are already MSME sectors. Known problems are marketing, credit, and labor issues, as well as technology-based issues are there. There are known enterprises, unknown issues are there. Unknown issues actually like we have already matured enterprises. These matured enterprises, they have to go to the next level as a developed micro, small enterprises. There is a self-reliant India fund. It is actually not much known to us. There is a RAMP program, that is a rapid and accelerating of MSME performance. That is also not known to us, many of us. So these are the new unknown areas actually now the known sectors, MSME sectors, they have to explore and go to the next stage. For that also, with the support of state government as well as association MSME DFO, we wanted to work on that SRI fund, the Self-Reliant India Fund, as well as DRAM programs. Our president is actually, I think he is, President sir, you have participated in a DRAM meeting. I think you'll be able to explain in a better way. As well as I feel that some of the matured MSMEs, they have to board on the National Small Exchange also, NSE board. Because raising a fund from equity is actually much more higher than going to a bank. That is also another unknown area. But the new sector is unknown, as we don't know what is the sector, we don't know what are the issues. That is under PM Vishwakarma group of enterprises, it will be created. So that is also, we have to take it up care. And in addition to that, we have been given, in association with Indians of Science, Center for Excellence for Design. That is also very actively, it is actually functioning. Probably in the latest day, Sri Jamkanti sir, you will actually explain about the various activities of Center of Excellence. And also recently, MSME Ministry has identified Indians of Science for Center of Excellence of Electrical Vehicle. There is another potential area actually it is coming up that we are in the process of actually supporting Indians of Science for this Center of Excellence Electrical Vehicles. And much more issues we may not be knowing it. Suppose what are the issues suppose it has been bring to our notice, if it is within our mandate of Ministry of MSME, within our approach of MSME development organization, we are ready to actually take it up and help you further. And I wish that all the participants make it a useful program, and hope that few of you will actually have some kind of business opportunity with PSUs, and any of your problems approaching PSUs, we can approach our MSME DF officers to have a one-to-one meeting also, because the one problem is actually normally yes, micro small enterprises have the fear of approaching large enterprises. The one objective of removing a fear factor is this VDP program. So any micro small entrepreneurs, they can approach 4 of these PSUs participating today, and you will come to know who are the people, what they wanted, how to do business. I think those kind of information can be fulfilled by this program. And I thank once again KASSIA President and the team for an excellent and wonderful support given to us, making this program very successful one. And also I thank program coordinator, I think Kasturi Seke is somewhere here. So I will wish her also for making this program very good. Thank you very much and all the best.
Thank you so much, sir. Now, I request Sri Shripati, Deputy General Manager, SIDBI, to address the gathering.
Good morning, one and all. Respected dais, MSME entrepreneurs participating in the Vendor Development Program, banker friends, and then the PSUs who are here to support the MSMEs. Two facts have to be placed before you. The first one is, as of now, the 30% contribution, as everybody has been citing, the MSME contribution to the GDP, that has to increase. The 30% works out to $0.9 trillion. That has to enhance to 40% by 2025, when our economy also is expected to reach, there's a target growth to achieve 5 trillion economy. So 40% MSME contribution means we have to reach a business of 2 trillion, from 0.9 trillion to 2 trillion. So that shows the 2 years time frame and then the work we have to reach that target. To realize this vision of Government of India, SIDBI also has been doing its best as being an apex organization for the micro, small and medium enterprises. Government of India has been launching various schemes, subsidies, incentives, but there is a lack of awareness amongst MSMEs about these facilities at the ground level, which has been the biggest challenge for them to reap the benefit of these schemes and to achieve success. As Dr. Socrates had already told, SIDBI along with KASSIA and DAC has started a journey in this direction by starting a financial literacy outreach program in the state of Karnataka. And as Dr. Sir rightly told, this is the first of its kind in the country and definitely will help the MSMEs in the state first, and being the pioneer program, definitely others will also learn from this and then take this forward. This financial literacy program is being organized with the primary objective of empowering MSMEs across Karnataka. Now, the program seeks to achieve this by raising awareness and facilitating credit linkage, market exposure, as well as expanding their customer base through a digital presence, specifically utilizing OND platform. ONDC is Open Network for Digital Commerce, and other relevant means. SIDBI and KASSIA and DAC propose to organize 21 such programs, outreach programs in the 21 districts of the Karnataka during the next 10 to 12 months, broadly covering various schemes, incentives, subsidies of state and central government, schemes of SIDBI, Z certification, Udyam Assistant platform, as also digital initiatives of ONDC and TREDS. We have organized 5 events during this year so far at 5 locations. One is at Bangalore, Yadgiri, Vijaypura, Bidar and Kalburgi. All these 5 programs have received enormous response from all the locations. SIDBI is also proud to have associated with KASSIA by signing a memorandum of understanding with KASSIA on September 2023, wherein SIDBI schemes will be, help desk of SIDBI will be opened at KASSIA office. KASSIA has been kind enough to agree to that, and then MSMEs can be educated on the SIDBI schemes as also other benefits that could be available for them. So we have got about 50 crore worth of proposals generated under this scheme, and there are about 2 sanctions done so far under this arrangement. This is the vendor development program, I know, but on November 5th, 2023, last Sunday, KASSIA was also instrumental in associating with SIDBI to do a vendor sensitization program. When I say sensitization, we had organized an event along with KASSIA for creating an awareness program on ONDC. ONDC is a marketplace, digital marketplace. So that definitely is going to be the business place for the MSMEs in the years to come. So this event was also well received by MSME and well attended by the representative of various other associations, which is proof of the strong affiliation and networking which KASSIA is having. On behalf of SIDBI, I wish all the success for this vendor development program and wish each one of you very happy Diwali. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for your kindful words. Like they say, all good things come to an end eventually. It is time for us to conclude this program. So, I request Srimati Kasturi Sakia, Assistant Director, MSME DFO Bengaluru, to give the vote of thanks.
Good morning, everyone. Honorable Shri Vijaya Mahantesh B. Danamanavar, IS Director, MSME, Department of Industries and Commerce, Government of Karnataka. Dr. K. Socrates, Joint Director, MSME Development and Facilitation Office, Bangalore. Shri Sripati, Deputy General Manager, SIDBI. Shri L. Nagaraj, Joint Director, DIC Bangalore Urban. Shri Sashidhar Chetty, President KASSIA, Shri Gopinath Rao, IEDS, Deputy Director, MSME DFO Bangalore, and other dignitaries on dais, officers and staff of MSME DFO Bangalore, office bearers of KASSIA, distinguished guests, media persons, past presidents, and all the exhibitors and participants and ladies and gentlemen present here. Good morning. It is my great privilege to propose a vote of thanks on this occasion, a grand occasion of second 2 days vendor development program and industrial exhibition. I, on behalf of MSME Development and Facilitation Office, Bangalore, wish to thank Sri Vijaya Mahantesh B. Danamanavar, IS Director, MSME, Department of Industries and Commerce, Government of Karnataka, for gracing this day and sharing his thoughts with us. I wish to place on record our sincere appreciation to Dr. Kalai Socrates, Joint Director, MSME, for his cooperation and leadership. He has been an inspiration to our department in guiding this event. I thank Shri Sripati, Deputy General Manager, SIDBI, for his unstinted support. I would also like to thank Shri L. Nagaraj, Joint Director, DIC Bangalore, for sparing his time to be with us. I would like to extend my gratitude to Shri Sashidhar Shetty, President KASSIA, for allowing and extending support to organizing this event in the premises of KASSIA Udyog Bhavan. I would like to thank Shri Ulagyan B for his kind presence in this event and giving his valuable time. I would also like to express my gratitude to Sri R. Gopinath Rao, Deputy Director, MSME DFO Bangalore, and Sri Sashi Kumar M, Deputy Director, MSME DFO Bangalore, for their support and guiding immensely to make this event successful. I would like to thank all our other honored guests for their presence and participation today. And even like this cannot happen overnight. The wheel starts rolling months before. It requires planning and a bird eye for details. We have been fortunate enough to be backed by a team of very motivated, dedicated colleagues who know their job and are result oriented. I cannot thank everyone enough for their involvement and their willingness to owe a special gratitude to the media persons for covering this event. I also extend my gratitude towards the past president and all the association presidents. I extend my gratitude to all the exhibitors, participants for their active participation and extending their support to make this event a great success. I'd like to thank and extend a special gratitude to the officials who have worked hard to provide the logistic support and ensure this event becomes a memorable success. Thank you very much. Thank you for being with us.
After the DIAS program, there are technical sessions are lined up. I request all the participants to just avail the technical sessions. And also today at 6 o'clock we have organized Kannada Rajyotsava. Kannada Rajyotsava ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮವನ್ನು ನಾವು 6 ಗಂಟೆಗೆ ಆಯೋಜಿಸಲಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಸೊ ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿ ಸಮೇತ ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಬರಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಮತ್ತು
As all of you know, the public procurement policy, it says the mandatory procurement of 25% from PSUs, from MSME, micro small enterprises. This will not only give a wide and strong support for MSMEs to enhance their business, because the marketing is one important link which makes their business sustainable for a long time. In this connection today, the technical session is also a part of the program which says the various steps and the procedures being followed by PSUs to register micro and small enterprises as a vendor, because registration also requires certain criteria, procedures, the documentations and the technical capability of the units. All other parameters they will have to be seen before becoming the vendors. In that direction, the creating a platform with PSUs and MSCs is a great thing which will become easy for them to understand one to one when we establish the interaction with them. So these technical sessions will give a kind of a platform for micro and small enterprises and the PSUs to see each other and then share their requirements and specification as per their requirements. So with these few words, and now I request our ex-director Mr. Jamkandi, MSME DFO. Now Mr. Jamkandi is working as a senior scientist officer assistant in Indian Institute of Science, handling our MSME design clinic. For the information, MSME design clinic is also one of the MSME schemes. It comes under schemes which will help the MSMEs to see various opportunities in designing their products, which will give another way to increase their marketing capability. So this scheme plays a major role in MSCs. So Government of India is also supporting the MSMEs through the design clinic, through funding, so that the MSMEs can take the benefits under the various schemes. Now I request Mr. Jamkandi from IISC, MSc CEO, Center of Excellency, to address the gathering.
ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. Very good morning to all of you. I would like to give a different platform to the vendor development program which we are conducting as of now. ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ, vendor development programs have been MSME office and other industry associations have been conducting. So it's basically to see that the buyers and sellers come together on a common platform and probably explore business opportunities. In this process, MSMEs also wants to show what are their competencies, capabilities, and buyers, especially public sector units, they want to tell MSMEs what they want, right? ಬಟ್ ಈ ಪ್ರಾಸೆಸ್ ನಡೀತಾನೆ ಇದೆ ಸಿನ್ಸ್ ದಿ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಮೋರ್ ದೆನ್ 10-15 years. These MSME VDPs are running. But what is the change that is required to see that MSMEs go beyond vendor development programs? So I'm trying to attempt a different platform. Probably I will take you to a different world altogether. How we do in US and how we are doing it in Indian Institute of Science, ISC. So what are the things which actually create potential for new product development where our MSMEs are very strong but they are not making that much impact what our MSMEs in Israel or Germany or even in US they are making around the world. So what is it that we have to do? When they can do it, why can't we do it? So that's the area where I'll be talking about. So I call this as a small platform where the triggers in innovation. So that will be a small talk. So I welcome all of you to this. And my name is Srinivas M. Jamkandi, and I was former director in MSME Development Institute. I retired in 2018. And I was working on several defense and R&D projects when I was in the ministry. So, illi director agide for just 2 to 3 years, but majority of my service, almost 17 years, I spent in the ministry itself at Delhi. And I'm basically an electrical engineer from BMS College, way back in 1982. Probably many of you were not even born at that time. And I did my master's from US, and I did a doctoral program in Arlington, US, and I worked there in Westinghouse Electric and some companies, and I was also teaching there. And before I got selected in government, I joined civil services. Retired in 2018, and our process nalli then I was called by IIC. So I am now working as a senior project scientist for a Boeing research team. So Boeing has got 5 research centers around the world, and one of them is in IIC, and it's headed by Dr. T.V. Prabhakar, who is the chief research scientist, and there are 3 senior project scientists working under him. Unfortunately or fortunately, I am one of them. So that's my brief introduction. So let me take you to a different world. So I want it to be little... Hello, I think everybody will be able to hear. So, whenever we look at the MSMEs, the biggest advantage MSMEs have is they are the most beautiful organized units, small, very flexible. Now, management alla flexible management, effective management alla maatadta irtivi. Do a lot of studies, but it's already implemented by MSMEs. And our honored guest also said MSMEs contribute a lot, in terms of economic development, employment, and also in exports. Almost 45% of engineering exports are MSME sector, right? But then how to move beyond that, right? That will be my presentation today. So, ಯಾವ್ದಾದ್ರು ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ ನಾವು ಡೆವಲಪ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ ದೇರ್ ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ಸಮ್ ಇನೋವೇಷನ್, ರೈಟ್? ಸೊ ದ ಇನೋವೇಷನ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ಸ್ ಅ ವೆರಿ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್. ಬಟ್ ಇನೋವೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಂತಂದ್ರೆ ವಾಟ್ ಆರ್ ದೋಸ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ವಿಚ್ ಟ್ರಿಗರ್ innovations, right? So what we'll do at IIC, and probably many IITs around in the country, and many universities like MIT, Stanford, they also replicate the same thing, right? I was working in MIT earlier on the same subject, so let me bring the same thing to you here. Is it operating? Okay. Yeah. So innovation in Kudlana, let me start from the brass tacks. Okay. So what is innovation? So the Google says the innovation is a process of translating an idea or an invention into a product or service that creates value for which customers will pay. That's what innovation is defined in Google. I have added a little more to that. I would say that it's an idea that must be replicable at an economical cost and must satisfy a specific need. When I say specific need, I am talking about a specific need of a customer, of a user, right? So, how to innovate, right? So, normally, innovators, right? So, innovators do a lot of things, and then so it's a silly answer. Then, who are those innovators? Now, next question is, how should MSMEs become innovators? That is my talk today, right? So, innovators are those who try to create something new that makes life better, right? These are the definitions around the world, Why I'm telling all these things is because if MSMEs have to be really competitive, they have to be globally competitive, they have to develop new products. If they have to develop new products, they have to be innovative. And if they have to be innovative, they have to have a different mindset altogether. They have to be on a different platform altogether. That is the intention of this presentation. So, innovators means they try to create something new. That's their passion. They are highly passionate about doing something, right? Innovators see the world differently. They live in a different world altogether and see the world as it should be. They define a world for themselves. They are not happy with what they have. They always say they're entirely restless until they see that better world becomes real. In US, we call them as crazy guys, right? So, the MIT ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾರು ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ ಮಾತಾಡ್ಸಿದ್ರೆ he will say I'm a crazy guy ಅಂದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಒಂದು ಹುಚ್ಚಾಯಿನ ಹತ್ರ ಮಾತಾಡ್ಸ್ಬಾರ್ದು ಅನ್ಕೋಬಾರ್ದು. So crazy guys means they are basically innovators. They are doing something new which probably nobody will get a hand on, probably nobody will understand also. There are some videos, I think if time permits, let us see. Otherwise, we can postpone it to a later date. And innovators are those who end up becoming obsessed with taking the world from as it is to as it should be. They always define their own world, right? If you talk to an professor who is involved in innovation in design in US, he talks differently. But that's the truth, right? And innovators normally focus on bringing value to the market, like adding more features into an existing product to make it more valuable, to make it more customer friendly, okay? And they focus incessantly on the core research needed. So here is one area where MSMEs have to be little, right, probably on their product, on their usage, or the science and technology involved in their product, okay? So, in short, right? So this is one area how innovation can take place, right? You go to remote areas and see what is happening. Probably a process can innovate a trigger. That can be a trigger for your innovative product, right? The second thing is business viability. Of course, illi it's a very different ballgame. The company which came out with Gorilla Glass, I think all of you know about Gorilla Glass. The chief designer had 5 people under him. He simply said, I want the strongest glass in the world. Ashte. I want strongest glass in the world. Can you do it? So the design team said, yeah, okay, we will do it. Within a span of 6 or 7 months, they were able to do it. And they brought out the glass, right? But there were no users. You will be surprised that Gorilla Glass and the mobile use model almost 20 years before this Gorilla Glass was invented and patented. but no use. So the moral of the story is your idea is great, but if you don't know the market, then also innovation fails. This is a system where an innovation can take place, but there is a potential for failure, right? The third one is technical feasibility. These are the three most important part of your innovation. Technical feasibility in Tandra, I give the example of your mobile phones, right? How many of us went for a training to use mobile phones? None of us, right? We started using it simply, correct? Totally use madak shuru madibidvi, correct? So how simple it is? Well, the technology is great. So the innovation must look at the simplicity, right? The technology should make life simpler. So these are the three dimensions of your innovation, right? No. Can it go back?
No, back. Yes, sir.
No. So, what is innovation in general? These are the three dimensions for innovating. But IIC Nalli, we not only look at those three things, how you have done it, but we also look at how creative is the idea. Right? Application may be same, but the idea may be different. Processing the application side or the process of using it may be different. Okay? So it should be creative and it should be original. When I say original, it should have the potential for patenting. Right? Even if you don't get patent, it doesn't matter. But then it should have a potential for patent. Right? Now, how many types of innovations are there? So the first thing is the creative innovation, right? Creative micro air vehicles, right? We all know drones, etc. And we have cyborg. See, these are the new emerging technologies where MSMEs can definitely look into. How many? So it can go into any space under the rubble, and it has a sensor, right? Like heat sensor, so I can detect it. And then once I detect it, I know there are human beings or something is available there, so I can send a rescue team and do that. So cyborg technologies are one area where MSMEs can also look at and develop new technologies, right? And European MSMEs are superb in this, right? And they have interacted with lot of universities and they have done it, right? And there's something called disruptive, right? Smartphones are disruptive. Right, today I don't need a landline, right? I take my smartphone everywhere. But the application is same, talking, right? I talk, but the way I talk has changed. So these are disruptive technologies. There are a lot of disruptive technologies, available as of now. You will be surprised to know that there's one area in which technology that is developed by India has made a case study, even in Stanford. Any idea? It's your Aadhaar card. It's surprising. Aadhaar card technology is so beautifully developed that in the days to come, I will not be required to use even a 3-level security code for my internet banking transaction. We are already working on that. I can just take a photograph of your eyes and then I can transfer my money to you. Right? This is iris-enabled technologies. In fact, some of the technologies developed in Aadhaar is being tested by Japanese. They're already using developing this iris-enabled business transactions, money transactions. So Aadhaar is one area which I think we all should be proud of. It's a great achievement, right? In all areas, they're all visible, right? If you have a micro air vehicle, you see, wow, it's a beautiful aircraft that has been designed. You have a Boeing aircraft, yes, it's a beautiful aircraft that's designed. They're all visible. There are certain things which are invisible, right? For example, if you look at the Boeing itself, the Yellow aircraft you have seen turbulences, right? You have seen turbulences. So how do you control turbulences? Right? The turbulence actually starts from the wingtip. Right? So if I can give a 180-degree out of shift, from the wingtip itself, probably I can control the vibrations, and ultimately I can even control the turbulence, right? So this particular study has been done in IIC, and the technology which they have developed is now incorporated in Boeing, right? But ನೀವು Boeing ನಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡಾಗ turbulence ಬಂದು ನಿಂತ್ಕೊಂಡಾಗ you don't think about IIC, right? When you enter the aircraft, you only say, wow, Boeing is such a beautiful aircraft, right? But some of the critical technologies are even developed in IIC, right? These are invisible innovations. Why I'm telling this is even invisible areas can be your trigger for innovating, right? And developing new product or processes. Make sense? Yeah? ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಏರಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಬೋಯಿಂಗ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಐ ಡೋಂಟ್ ನೋ ಹೌ ಮೆನಿ ಆಫ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ರಿಯಲೈಸ್ಡ್, ರೈಟ್? ಯು ನೋ ವೆನ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಇನ್ ಫ್ಲೈಟ್, ದ ಎಂಟೈರ್ ಏರ್ಕ್ರಾಫ್ಟ್ is sealed, right? Is it open to air? Entire thing is sealed, right? So you need oxygen to breathe. When you are traveling in A350, 300 plus people will be breathing. You need oxygen. Where does oxygen come from? They have cylinders, oxygen cylinders inside. It has to be controlled, right? You can't push oxygen in complete open ಮಾಡಿ ಬಿಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. It has to be controlled, right? So there is a technology involved. Now look at the other side. Oxygen ತಗೊಂಡ್ಬಿಟ್ರಿ ನೀವು, ಅಲ್ವಾ? Then you are leaving carbon dioxide. Where should carbon dioxide go? It will be inside the aircraft, right? You can't open the window and say, okay, ಕಳ್ಸಪ್ಪ ಹೊರಗಡೆ fresh air ಬರಲಿ ಅಂತ. Can you do that? It's not possible, right? So you have to have technologies which can sense carbon dioxide, also find out what is the quantum of carbon dioxide you are going to allow inside the aircraft, and then see how you can push this carbon dioxide out of your cabin and still maintain your oxygen content in the air inside, right? These are all technologies, right? So these are all things which you have to imagine and then see that you develop technologies, right? These are all invisible innovations. In fact, a lot of carbon dioxide based sensor based technologies are developed by IIC, okay? So we go one step further. Okay. So how we look at innovations in IIC? Supposing you want to develop a new product, right? And how at IIC we look at the Center of Excellence. So it's one of the only centers of excellence for MSMEs, but primarily focused on innovation-based design. So how we look at it? We look around. We look at 5 different steps, and even MSMEs can look at 5 different steps how to go about. The first step is take challenging problems, right? You have to invite problems into your pocket, right? Look at what are the problems inside or outside. First thing is look around, right? This is normally the practice which we give to students of MTech in IITs and also in IIC. What we do is we ask students to get out of the class, right? Don't come back for about 4 hours. Go wherever you want. Look at some of the problems you are facing in the open, right? We call it as field problems. It may be traffic related, it may be health related, it may be anything, right? So look at those things, come back with 2 problems, right? We'll have student groups, they'll come back with 2 problems, and that problem we'll start thinking about it, right? This is what we call as look around, okay? The other one is opportunity is look at your competitors' products and try to find out what are the deficiencies in that product, right? That can be another basis for developing a new product. Then the third one is, it's a very interesting case. It's others' failures. We call it as others' failures, right? I'll give an example. We had a student group from these things which is slightly out of this world, but I would like to look at the vendor development program. See, this vendor development program actually gives you an opportunity. It's not only for the buyer, it's not only for the SMEs who are trying to give some item to them. You should now think of innovating, right? Instead of PSUs or somebody telling you that, oh, ಇದೊಂದು ಕಾಂಪೋನೆಂಟ್ ಇದೆಯಪ್ಪ, ಇದನ್ನು ಮೆಷಿನಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಡಿ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಪಂಚಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಡಿ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಪ್ರಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಡಿ, ಇದನ್ನ ಅಸೆಂಬಲ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಡಿ, ಇದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡೋದ್ರ ಬದಲು can you go a little further and then ask these PSUs, give us problems. I don't want a design or a drawing for me to make. Can you give me a problem? So I'll try to find a solution, right, by developing a new product. Right? So I think our vendor development program should also focus on this. Right? So if you do that, it will be a win-win situation for everyone. Right? ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಂತ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಅವ್ರ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ಕೊಟ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಯು ಬಿಕಮ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಎ ಮ್ಯಾನುಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಚರರ್, ರೈಟ್? ಯು ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್ ಎನ್ ಇನ್ನೋವೇಟರ್. If they can give you a problem, you do an analysis on that problem, try to develop a product which will solve their problem. That can be an innovation. So how do you go about? So if you can do this, this vendor development program itself can become a trigger for your innovation. Right? MSMEs can become original product developers. Right? You have developed an original product to solve a particular problem that is given by a buyer. Buyers, PSUs, will throw out problems to you, thus making you an innovator. Right? Both can integrate with academic institutions like IISc. Here IISc comes into picture. Right? You have a problem, I would like to solve that problem and take the help from IISc or IITs for whatever reason. Right? So we try to help you out. Let us see how we can do this. And when we have done all these things, my schemes from Government of India as well as state governments with funding can be a boost. Make sense? Yeah? Can we do this? So I would request KASSIA also, I would request PSUs who are participating here and also MSMEs to deeply think about this. Right? Give it a new platform. The very way we conduct VDP and its focus can be innovative. Go to a different platform and then work on that. Right? IIC Center of Excellence is always there. I have 50 departments with me. Right? We coordinate with all the departments to see how we can find a solution. Right? Once you have a problem, how will you do that? ಇವಾಗ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಹೌದು ಸರ್ ನಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಡ್ತು, ನಮ್ಮ ಮುಂದೆ ಹೇಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ರೈಟ್? ವಿ ನಾರ್ಮಲಿ ಡೂ ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಎಸ್ ಎ ರೂಟ್ ಕಾಸ್ ಅನಾಲಿಸಿಸ್. ರೈಟ್? ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಮೆನಿ ಆಫ್ SMEs may be knowing that. Right? So root cause analysis is one area where you try to understand a problem. Right? ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಜಾಪನೀಸ್ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಫಿಶ್ ಬೋನ್ ಅನಾಲಿಸಿಸ್ ಅಂತಾರೆ, ಏನೋ ಹೆಸರುಗಳು ಇಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಬಟ್ ಇನ್ ಎ ಸಿಂಪಲರ್ ಸೆನ್ಸ್, it's basically a root cause. You're trying to find out the root of this problem. Right? So how will we do this? I have one small example. Right? How do we do a root cause analysis? See, somebody ran through a red light. ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡೇ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ವಿತೌಟ್ ಎನಿ ಪ್ರಾವೊಕೇಶನ್, ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಯಾರು ಇಲ್ಲದ ರೆಡ್ ಲೈಟ್ ತಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೊಡೋಗ್ತೀವಿ, ಪೊಲೀಸ್ಗೂ ಹೊಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೊಡೋಗಿರ್ತೀವಿ, ಅಲ್ವಾ? That's our way. But from the technology point of view, when somebody runs through a red light, the first why is, why did he run through a red light? Right? When you do that, the first reason you get is he was late for work. Right? The next why is, why was he late for work? Because he woke up late. Right? And why did he wake up late? His alarm did not work. Right? And why alarm didn't work? Because it had an exhausted battery. And why this battery got exhausted, he was not able to identify because he forgot to check it. So what's the root cause? Failure of the battery. Right? So ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಎಲ್ಲಿದೆ? ran through a red light. ಬಟ್ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಎಲ್ಲಿದೆ? ನಿಮ್ಮ ಅಲಾರಂನಲ್ಲಿ ಬ್ಯಾಟ್ರಿ ಸರಿ ಇಲ್ಲ. See, from where we have started and where we have ended. So this is how you do a root cause. So ನಿಮ್ಗೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಬಂತು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ gives you a problem, so do a root cause analysis, try to find out the root of the problem. So once you come to the root of the problem, then you try to find solution. We'll go to the next step. I don't want to take this one. Let us so step 3 is find solutions. Now you have a problem. You know the root cause of that problem. How to solve those root cause? Try to find out as many solutions as possible. You may have 4, you may have 5, you may have 10 solutions, right? Our solution nalli, one of them can be very innovative. Make sense? Yeah? So one of them may be very innovative. Then brainstorm that and then select. This is what we tell the students. So they have a team, they will fight with each other and then they will come out with a solution. Yes, this particular solution is very innovative. Okay? Then last step is work on this particular idea, convert this into a concept. Till this point, it is still an idea. Alright? Solution is also an idea. So now you have to convert this into a concept. What is the difference between idea and concept? Any guesses? Idea ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ನಾನು ಏನ್ ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೂ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. Tomorrow I want to go to moon and come back in the evening. That's my idea. Right? But it's not possible, right? Concept means an idea which has an element of possibility. Right? That we call as concept. ಎಲ್ಲರೂ engineers ನೋಡಿರಬಹುದು. We always call proof of concept. Right? We have never asked proof of idea. Right? So that's the reason. Okay? These are some of the most fantastic innovations that have taken place, which I think I should share with you. Mr. Jack Andraga, at the age of 15, he developed a new way of detecting pancreatic, ovarian, and lung cancer. Right? He was only 15 years old when he developed a new way. So what does this mean? It does not mean that you should be an engineer, you should be a graduate, or you should be a PhD, or you should be in IISc to innovate. It is your passion. Right? Similarly, you see, Miss Isha Kare, at the age 18, she created a tiny device that could charge a mobile phone in 30 seconds. Even today, the technology exists, but it's still commercially not viable. So this technology is developed by her, right? Professor Jeffrey Grossman, he showed how grades of graphene, 1 atom thick of element carbon, can be used to desalinate water, right? Israel uses this technology for supplying drinking water to its people, though it has no single source of drinking water, right? Last one is, ಯಾರಿಗೂ ಗೊತ್ತಿರಲ್ಲ ಇದು. We are all using Wi-Fi, right? We all use internet, everything we use on our mobile phone, but you don't know who did it, right? So it was Bob Vera. So he's the one who designed, who innovated by bringing internet access through WiMAX and Wi-Fi networks, right? ಇವರೆಲ್ಲ ನಮ್ಮ ತರಾನೇ ಏನೇನೋ ಮಾಡಕ್ ಹೋಗಿ ಏನೋ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಅಲ್ವಾ? So interesting innovations. I call this as paradigm shifts. For this reason, these paradigm shifts sometimes provides an enormous opportunity for you to innovate. Right? For example, see, the digital photography eliminated Kodak. Right? Kodak ಇವಾಗ ಇಲ್ವೇ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಹೆಸರಿಗೆ one of the finest companies in the world. It's non-existent simply because Japanese knew what the customer wants and they came out with a digital photography. It's gone. Similarly, you have Uber. It's the largest taxi company without owning a taxi. Right? These are all different types of innovations, right? Airbnb is the world's largest hotel company without owning a single room. Right? So, there is something called IBM Watson. I think many of you might have heard about it. This is an opportunity for a lot of our MSMEs also to look into. For example, this IBM Watson has been designed, and I have tested it myself in US, where it can give you a legal advice. You tell that Watson computer that I have this particular problem. It will tell you these are the rules you have violated. These are the penalties which you have to pay, and you are on the wrong side. Right? If this becomes affordable, right? Affordable agoitu andre, what will happen to lawyers? They will be without jobs, right? So can this be an opportunity to see that the software which the Watson uses can provide a different platform for you to innovate, right? Similarly, it also detects cancer. They have something called circular error possible, right? CEPs. I don't know whether you have heard about it. When I launch a missile, I am supposed to hit a particular target. Let us say it is X00, right? Supposing it hits 2 meters away, right? Then the radius is called as a circular error possible. We call it as CEPs in all our missile launches and hit analysis, right? So we call CEPs here. Watson can diagnose a cancer cell inside your body up to 0.1 millimeters. See the accuracy? And if this becomes commercially available, what will happen to doctors? Again, jobless. Right? So we can innovate. We can think about these things, how world is moving. Right? By 2030, computers will be more intelligent than humans. Then we also become useless. Right? Anyway, new opportunity is the driverless cars. Right? When you design a driverless car, Ola is gone. Right? You don't need drivers. Right? So, avaru jobless. Then, what will happen to your insurance company? They will also be without jobs because it doesn't disobey rules. So, they will also lose jobs. Right? Profitability is virtually zero. And these driverless cars are slowly becoming electric. Right? Today, Tesla has come out with a car which can travel 600 kilometers with single charge. Amazing, right? If that happens, then we don't need petrol, we don't need crude, right? India is also trying to go into a hydrogen-based power system, right? If we all succeed, then we don't need petrol. When you don't import petrol, then what will happen to Arab countries? God only knows. Probably even God doesn't know. Okay? So, Internet of Things. IoT is one area where MSMEs can superbly enter into. Right? Today, if I develop any product, the last mile, the last connectivity with the user is only through IoT. Right? Can you develop a product or add a feature into a product where it gets connected with the customer? I don't need to go to that particular machine to see what's happening. I can get everything on my mobile, right? We are attempting one particular aspect where the tool room in Bhubaneswar is being monitored by my scientist here in Bangalore. And he can tell how many machines are loaded, how many machines are not loaded. We are attempting that. Make sense? So these are all opportunities, right? Where PSUs can work on, create problems, and give those problems to MSMEs. And MSMEs can take this as a product, can develop, create some new APKs, and solve this, right? So, this entire process of innovation, there is something called technology readiness levels, which I don't want to dwell upon. I think all of you are well aware of this. It's a 9-scale model. It is NASA is the inventor, and ISRO, IISc, and all DRDO labs use this particular method to assess innovation, right? So, one slide back now. So, I have touched upon how to innovate, what are the types of innovations, and how the world is innovating, what are the opportunities for you to innovate, how paradigm shifts can also create platform for you to innovate, how many triggers are there for innovation, right? Now you will appreciate the value of innovation, right? So let this vendor development program 2023 at KASSIA, my take, my suggestion to KASSIA and all MSME participants here is to trigger a new thought process for both MSMEs and buyers, right? Let us take this as a small challenge, right? KASSIA and PSUs may take the lead, right? They can start this. MSME Center of Excellence and IIC can support once you have done some prerequisite homework, and we can come out with a scheme where we can give you a 40 lakh rupee grant, up to 40 lakh rupee grant, depending on your project. From prototype to market specific design, we have another 15 lakhs we can give, right? And all these things are provided by the MSME ministry. So, we have vendor development program. I have just touched upon how to innovate, and I have also told you how I can be of support to you. I means IIC. So we can support such innovative ideas that comes to your mind. Okay? So, lastly, this is my last slide. I don't want to bore you further. Earlier, ನಮ್ಮ ವಿಶ್ವೇಶ್ವರ ಅವರು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು ಅಲ್ವಾ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ, industrialize or perish. That was the slogan. Now it has changed to innovate or perish. If you don't innovate, these MSMEs will get killed in no time. There are challenges coming around the world, right? So start looking around for challenging problems. This VDP is a platform for you to find out what are the problems that can be converted into a solution specific products, right? Think of truly innovating solutions. Think of being an innovating entrepreneur. Okay? So this is my time, my take on this particular program. Thanks for all your patience, and thank you all very much.
Thank you, sir. And I request President and Vice President to join for felicitating Mr. Chamkandi. May I request Past President Hanumantegowda to join felicitating Chamkandi, please. Sir,
Thank you, sir. It was a really wonderful, eye-opening information for MSMEs. Industrialize or perish, or now it is a word for innovate or perish. So ultimately, the innovation is the key point where the MSME units has to look into that. I hope this platform will have a wide opportunity for them to innovate the products and other requirement. So I thank you, sir, once again for giving a wonderful lecture on innovations. Now we go for second session. Mr. Vijay Venkatesh Gumaste, Manager OS, Helicopter Division, HAL. So I welcome Mr. Venkatesh to give a presentation on the MSME's requirement.
Am I audible to all of you? Good afternoon to you all, sir. I am Vijay Gumaste. I am representing Helicopter Division, HAL, Bangalore. I'll be putting, I'm sure my presentation may not be as interesting as Dr. Chamkandi sir has just given. I'll proceed with our requirements. It is a key point in this symposium wherein we'll be posting our requirements to the industry, wherein you can come and join as our partners. I'm beginning with a brief history about the organization where I'm working currently, HAL. We all of us understand it began in the 1940s, and we have grown up to become an Navaratna in 2007, and in 2018 we publicly listed company in the India. This is a product range. We work both in fixed wing platform and rotary wing platforms, engines, accessories, avionics, and allied operations. Allied operations are mostly of the aerospace concerns, wherein we make products for the rockets which are being flown by our proud ISRO. Well, I represent helicopter division, so I am putting up the products that we are working on currently. This is Chetak helicopters, we make ALH helicopters, we make LCH helicopters, LUH and IMRHs will be our future, which is in the R&D currently. We will be taking up for production shortly. Well, this is products enabling the forces. Like around 80% of the fleet is supported by HAL for the Indian forces. So why HAL? Maybe it is because of the government's push or because of our own interest which is helping us. It helps us in cutting down the cost and engaging with the different product range at a time. So any organization will not be having a complete facility to manufacture from a washer to the highest structure of the requirement. So we have to collaborate with the industry partners. Outsourcing policy. This is as per MOD, since the morning many of speakers have addressed, MOD is pushing for outsourcing and vendor participation in manufacturing of lot of products. So this is also, we are following, based on the MOD outsourcing policy, we have drawn up our own corporate guidelines to outsourcing. Okay, outsourcing functions. As an outsourcing department, what are we doing? We are registering vendors and we are doing the pre-qualification of them and vendor development and vendor rating, floating of tenders, tender evaluation, all these are the basic functions what we are doing in our department. Subcontractor evaluation consists of a lot of points, key points that are to be considered. Quality control, manufacturing shop, assembly, methods, all these things we take. In our own departments, personnel welcome, and most importantly finance, we should not forget that. And all these, we form a team and visit the vendor, prospective vendor, evaluate the capabilities. Based on that, we'll float the requisite inquiry to them. Currently, the load what we are having, product-wise, I have listed out, number of parts are being listed. Totally, around 11,000 parts we are manufacturing. Scenarios, okay. As I explained, we work on different scenarios of outsourcing, wherein all the detailed parts are to be fabricated by the vendors. Material scope stays with vendor HAL here. We will give the material, you have to fabricate and supply us the parts. The phase 2, wherein we are looking for the assembly of the structures, manufacturing of B and C class items. A class items will be supplied as a ready-made article from HAL. Jigs are to be made by vendors. So phase 3, assembly, wherein B and C class items are to be fabricated by vendor again. Only difference here is the material scope relies with the vendor only. And phase 4, assembly, manufacturing, everything has to be, even the A class items are to be fabricated by vendor. Well, vendors are encouraged to have following approvals as per HAL CQAG guidelines. So it is just, we are encouraging vendors to have. It is not a stopping point for any vendors who are not having all these things. We support them to have all these qualifications. AS certification, NADCAP certification, DGAQ approvals. All these things we do expect you to have, but it is not a stopping point. Without these also we are having vendors who are supplying parts to us. Well, product-wise requirements. This is a Chetak helicopter. This is a body structure of Cheetal helicopter. we'll supply the material, we'll give the tubes to vendor. They have to cut as per the detailed parts. They have fabricated as per the drawing requirement. They have to weld it. This is a complete weld structure. It is steel completely. And this is a Chetak door assembly. This one is of fully aluminium body structure. Again, it is having tubes and weld assembly only. These are few of the gear parts that we are assembling in Chetak. This is the tail boom of our Chetak helicopter. This is a sheet metal body with the frame. Everything has to be fabricated by vendor. Already currently one LMW in Coimbatore is doing this, and we expect and hope that many of the MSMEs around here can take up this part. It is not a great thing, but we have to do it. And these are Cheetah Chetak rotable spares that we are supporting to the forces. And ALH. Next, our product category is ALH. These are the gears, the collector gear, titanium centerpiece, stub shaft. This looks very simple, but fabrication takes a lot of pain, and we are doing it in-house. The collector gear is being done in-house. Titanium centerpiece and the stub shaft we have already outsourced, and we are expecting more vendors to take part in doing this. And these are the ribs and frames, IGB housings and MGB housing. MGB housings are made of magnesium alloys. If anybody is having expertise in doing these machining, they are most welcome to collaborate with us. And these are the few sheet metal and machine fabricated parts. Having many like aluminium alloys, titanium alloys, all are there in our product range, and all are welcome. People having expertise in fabricating these parts are most welcome. And further is LCH aircraft requirements. Total outsourced parts are 57% in this. These are the modular structure I am showing. Currently assemblies are being made in-house, and now we are trying to float inquiries to do the structural assembly from the vendor side. It mainly involves, as an example I am showing, it mainly involves riveting and fixture. They have to have jigs and fixtures built at the vendor place, and riveting has to be carried out, and so we need supply of fuselage components only directly. Next example, this is the tail boom of LCH. Next is LUH requirement. In LUH, total outsourcing fabricated parts is 87%. These are the gearboxes that we are doing, and we are floating inquiries for making the work as a work package. We are floating these inquiries. And this is MGB gears arrangement. It's a schematic representation I am showing here. Outsourcing plan, how we are interacting, all that I have explained so far, I am showing it in a pictorial representation here. This is again the same. Thank you. Any queries, you can proceed. Sorry sir, come again.
You have any parts which is not yet sourced, so you are looking for vendors?
Gear I have showed you, collective gear, which we are only doing, and we are looking for vendors. If you have a gear grinding facility, that will be a very great. I'll just show you the picture. Yeah, this is the collector gear which I was speaking of. We are doing it currently in-house. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for giving a wonderful insight on the requirement, on your requirement, so that our MSME can make use of the opportunity. Now I request Mr. Nagaraj, Secretary, Industry, to felicitate Mr. Venkatesh. Yeah. Oh, thank you. ಉಪಾಧ್ಯಕ್ಷರನ್ನು ರಿಕ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಅವರ ಫೆಲಿಸಿಟೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. And also thanks KASSIA office bearers. Now I request the Kudremukh Iron Ore Company to give a presentation on their requirements and vendor registration process. I welcome Mr. Raghuramulu and Sri Shivakumar, General Manager Materials, Kudremukh Indian Oil Corporation Limited. Welcome, sir. Over to you, sir.
Good afternoon. My name is S. Raghuramulu. I am General Manager Materials Inspection Progress in KASSIA Limited. And my colleague Shivakumar, he is also General Manager Materials Department. A small brief introduction about our KASSIA. Earlier when Madam Indira Gandhi was Prime Minister, when long-term agreement was made between Indian government and Iran government for supplying iron ore. In this regard, a project was started at Kudremukh. It is located at Chikmagalur district, 350 kilometers from Bangalore. Kudremukh is a hilly area. The name itself, it comes from the literal name from Kannada, Kudremukha. The peak of the Kudremukh looks like Kudremukha. That's why it's called Kudremukha. So afterwards, we started. Once the war started between Iran and Iraq, our project was stopped. Then we developed with other countries for supply of iron ore, and it again got started. Now, first, next one. 1976 it was established. Now, after during up to 2023, we have added so many value addition in the process. We are producing. That is IOP, iron oxide pellets, now at present. Earlier we were producing pig iron billets. Now pig iron blast furnace unit is stopped. Again we are going to restart the blast furnace unit now. So this is the way from 1976 onwards to 2023. It was commissioned in 1980. Then first beneficiation plant we started, then pellet plant. Now afterwards, once the war started, we exported ore to ore and pellet to different countries. Next. So this is the pellet plant, blast furnace unit, and the port facilities. So our plant is located at Mangalore, by the side of the new Mangalore port. We have a dedicated berth for us for loading our pellets for exporting. These are the loading facilities, what mechanical loading facilities we are having, and our strength, what are strengths and all. Next. We have a corporate office at Bangalore, works, that is a plant outside Mangalore, a project office at Sandur, and control office at Kudremukh, and coordinate office at New Delhi, and another control office at Kirandul and Visakhapatnam. These are some of the policies we are following. Integrated Pack program. It is for the order value more than 30 lakhs. Purchasing through e-procurement, that is payment through threats. Then policy towards MSC's public procurement policy, Make in India, purchasing through GEM, and fraud prevention policy. These are basically following some of the policies. The objective towards MSc is that is by supporting them in marketing of products produced and services rendered by them. The policy rests upon core principle of competitiveness, adhering to sound procurement practices and the execution of supplies in accordance with the system which is fair, equitable, transparent, competitive and cost effective. And to provide marketing support to MSCs, Ministry of MSP has notified the PP policy under MSME Act 2000 which is effective from April 2012 and become mandatory from April 2015, which we are strictly following. This is as already many people have mentioned that the annual target 25% of procurement through MSP sector, that we are following it. In that 4% should be for SC/ST MSCs, and in that 3% it should be for women enterprises. The main advantages which we are giving to the MSP is the EMD, which at present we are collecting 10% of the estimated value. That is not there for MSCs. No tender fees process, no tender document fee, no tender processing fee. And whatever the non-MSME gets any order, in that 25% amount of we will be giving to the MSME if he matches to the L1 price. Some of the items are exclusively reserved for MSCs. That is available in our KFC site. And the payment system, we are making it to the TREDS. And the TREDS is through TREDS. If you register in TREDS form, TREDS is a very good, it will help MSP in many ways. Generally, during making a contract, we make contract the payment after 20 days from the receipt of materials, after 30 days from the receipt of materials. But through TREDS, if you are registered through TREDS, if you want next day, TREDS will pay for you. We will pay the TREDS after 20 days. That is as per contractual obligation. But TREDS will pay you on the first day itself, even though the contract says after 30 days or 20 days. But against a small percentage of commission. That commission will go to the bank who is financing the TREDS. So that's why KOCL is telling all MSMEs to register in TREDS, because it may help at any time. You may not need money in first day itself, but in some occasions suddenly you want money. In that case, you can go to the TREDS. Yes, I want money next day. This much percentage I am ready to give it. So all MSMEs entrepreneurs, KOCL is requesting to register in TREDS platform. That Samadhan portal is to resolve any issue between buyer and seller. Generally, if it is not possible between buyer and on one-to-one basis, this Samadhan portal will help you. They will settle the issues. This is TREDS already designed. Financially, they will help TREDS to make money, and the same thing I explained earlier. See, these are the small data for the last 3 years we have collected. See, 21-22 total 327. In that MSME 111 crores. Same thing distributed to 417, 168. Now up to October 198. So every year we are increasing. The percentage is increasing every year. In that MSME we are giving for SC/ST and women. That is also year by year it is increasing. So this is a graphical representation of the same thing, the previous data. It is not exhaustive. Some of the items what we are giving for the MSCs, it is not exhaustive. You can get it in our site. If you go to the site, all the items will be there. Like IT equipment, power backup, LED conveyor belts, idlers, and the fabrication items like shafts, end covers, rollers. These are very simple items. Fire extinguishers, safety items, stationary items, fasteners, etc. There is another one is now we are procuring as per it's mandatory up to by Government of India to procure all the products through GEM, Government E-Marketing. So, see, the procurement of goods and services by ministries or department will be mandatory for goods or services available on GEM. The GEM aims to enhance efficiency, transparency, inclusiveness in public procurement. So it provides the tools for e-bidding, reverse auction, direct procurement to facilitate. That is, whatever a purchase department should do, that is a document preparation, floating tender, and receiving the tenders from others, conducting e-auction, and then price fixing, price negotiation, everything will be done by GEM. This is the procurement what we did through GEM. 21, 22, 260, 350, 178 up to October. So these are again some of the products with illustration we have given, which we can MSMEs can develop it. That is rail and beam, tube pipe, floor gratings, all are simple items only. Rebavetting of bearings, rebavetting, next. V-ring, paddle rings, neck for filter sector clamps, scraper blades, buffer sections, and bearing sleeves, pivot bogie, axle pin, conveyor idlers, conveyor idlers and idler frames, O-rings and washers, rubber items, idler brackets alone, then conveyor scrappers. So what we are doing is EOAs we are publishing on KOCL. It will be available on 24/7. You can visit our site. A vendor can be registered with KOCL. It is a very simple process. So how we develop vendors? We participate in various exhibitions like this, and we call each vendor to our office. One-to-one we talk. Identifying vendors based on the need for the equipment. The vendor meet is organized as per company. It is a mandatory for as per Government of India. At least 2 times in a year we have to conduct a vendor meet. That we are conducting. We are giving invitations to all the vendors. It is successfully being conducted for so many years. So again, this is the vendors' profiles are received, as I already told. Profiles are received and studied. Based on the profile details, vendors are assessed by visiting. Because in critical items, wherever some items are critical, we will visit the vendor's work itself. Whether he can capable of doing, because by depending upon the company should not suffer. That's why we will ensure that he is capable of supplying the item before issuing a trial order. So these are the documents recommended for vendor registration. It is available in our website. Any doubt, any clarification is there, you can ask our KOCL at any time. What we expect from MSME vendors? First one is quality. We cannot compromise. Second one, cost. Okay, that is negotiate. You can negotiate. Another one, delivery. That is very important. When we are expecting item, delivery is very important. These 3 things are very important to assess a vendor, MSME vendor. And this is already it is there. Fraud prevention policy. There is a very strictly we are following anything, anybody. It need not be MSP vendor also. Any third person can give notice, can inform to our chief vigilance officer any product from this. Whether it is a useful or no useful, whether it is having merit or no merit, immaterial, you can inform to our chief vigilance officer. This is our commitment. 100% employee e-procurement to all causes. The MSC is 23%. Mandatory we are doing in that SC, ST and also women, and payment through TREDS. Thank you, sir. Sir, any clarification?
Sir, suppose if the supplier register on a TREDS, I'm here, sir.
So who is it?
Yeah. You are making a payment to TREDS in a 20 days.
No. It's a simple way. TREDS means if you are registered,
Okay.
once you register with the TREDS, and once by contract is fixed on you, we will inform. Once delivery is done, once GR is generated, it is goods received, generated at site, then immediately same day itself or the next working day, we will inform that TREDS to operate that link between buyer and seller link. They will operate it. In that case, if suppose the contract says 30 days after payment, the TREDS will, the seller can ask the TREDS, if you don't want to pay any commission, you can wait 30 days, automatically payment will come. You need not pay any commission. Suppose if you want within 5 days, there is one small commission is there. That commission, that is called, with that commission you can get money immediately within 5 days. That commission will go to the banker who is financing the TREDS.
Okay. Suppose.
Yes, sir.
Suppose if you don't pay, make the payment to the bankers, then obligation come to the supplier.
We will not make any payment to the banker, we will make payment to the trades only.
Trades. Suppose if you don't make the payment to the trades.
No, sir, that is so many regulations are there, government regulations are there.
Okay.
It is a statutory.
No, is there any obligation on the suppliers who receive the payment?
No obligation, sir.
No obligation.
No obligation.
Okay.
It is a benefit to the supplier. Any other thing, sir? Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Raghu Ramalu, for giving a wonderful information on the procedure for registering the vendors. I request the Vice President, Mr. Rajagopal, and the Nagaraj Secretary to felicitate Mr. Raghu Ramalu. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Please, sir. Next, railways, please. Railways. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you, KASSIA. As Raghu Ramalu mentioned about the quality, cost, and the delivery, the most important parameters one the MSME should understand. Because every business runs on these three parameters. So that is the one. The second one is the trade portal, what Mr. Nagaraj was mentioning. It is a mechanism where the government has started. It's a three players platform. The seller and the financiers and the buyer. Where the sellers once sells the goods and services to the buyer, when the buyer accepts it, when the GRN is generated, automatically the financiers come forward to discount the bills with a nominal rate of interest. Once the seller accepts according to the need or according to the requirement of the fund, he can discount it and then get it. Within 48 days, 48 hours, the fund will be transferred to his account. So it's a wonderful mechanism for MSMEs to address the Delayed Payment Act. It is one of the MSME Act. Now I request the Southern Railways, these are the one of the Southwestern Railways, one of the largest buyer in the government sector. We all know more than 1,000 crores of worth of items have been procured every year exclusively by the Southwestern Railways. So there is a huge opportunity for MSMEs to get through and then become a vendors. Today we have with us Mr. Nirmal Saha, Chief Depot Manager, Materials Superintendent, Mechanical Engineering Division, Bangalore Southwestern. I welcome you, sir. And over to you, sir. Please, you can share your requirement.
Thanks a lot, Gopinath sir. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am Nirmal Saha, Chief Depot Material Superintendent, Mechanical, Bangalore Division, Southwestern Railway. We have come here to get on board new vendors to supply material to our Indian Railways for Bangalore Division. We at Materials Management Department, we are looking for materials for the spare parts and daily maintenance activities of coaches and wagons, especially at our Bangalore depot. And I'll show you a list of items, a very small list, which you can understand what type of materials we are procuring. Within the next slides, I'll show you. See, this whenever you must have boarded in our railway coaches, you must have seen one LED lights are there in the two-seater coaches. So this is one spare part. This we are procuring. This is another LED lights. This is for upper berth. This is modified elastomeric pad are K-type brake blocks. These also we are procuring. This is side frame key. Emergency LED lighting. These are foldable bottle holders. These are very small parts. We are procuring this. Here in this slide you can see we have an AAC of 14,240 numbers of this item is required by us every year, and this keeps on increasing as well. So we need new vendors, especially from MSMEs. So new materials we can procure. This is another LED lighting. Side frame key, square. This item is very critical. None of the suppliers are supplying this item, and we would welcome new vendors to manufacture this item for us. We have previous suppliers from Jalandhar, Howrah, Mysore also. If some new supplier can develop this item for us and supply to us, it will be beneficial. Another LED lighting is there. All these items we have displayed in our booth as well. And down below, this is very small item, gasket MU washer, but very critical. Another LED light fitting. All these items, this is brake shoe key, another item. Then organic brake pad. So likewise, these items we are procuring through our Indian Railways e-procurement system, IREPS, and also from GEM portal. The government e-marketplace portal is there. From there also we are procuring. So everything, all the details of how vendors are getting onboarded, it is available in our website. Please check it out. And then if any further queries are there, we have a stall below, stall number 96. At that we are happy to help more. Thank you. Thank you, Nancy.
Any questions, clarification, please? Thank you, Mr. Nirmal Sah, for giving a presentation. I request the Vice President Rajgopal and the Nagaraj Secretary, felicitate. So thank you once again. Dear participants, we will conclude the first session, first sessions, first part of the program, and we will again reassemble at 2:30 after lunch. We will now discuss at lunch. Lunch has been arranged. Thank you, sir.
ಅಪ್ ಟು 8 ಇಯರ್ಸು 4% ಕೊಡುತ್ತೆ. ಅಂದರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಏನಂದರೆ ಯಾವುದೇ ಸ್ಕೀಮ್ ಆದ್ರೂ ನಮ್ಮಿಂದ ಏನು ಕನ್ಸೆಷನ್ಸ್ ಇರಲ್ಲ. ಈ ಕನ್ಸೆಷನ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಕೊಡುತ್ತೆ. ನಮ್ಮದೇನು ನಾರ್ಮಲ್ ರೇಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ 11.5% ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ 6% ಜನರಲ್ನರಿಗೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಾಗ 5.5% ನಿಮಗೆ ನೆಟ್ ರೇಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ SC/ST ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ 7.5% ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಆವಾಗ 4% ನೆಟ್ ರೇಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಬೀಳುತ್ತೆ. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ವುಮನ್ ಎಂಟರ್ಪ್ರಿನರ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಇದುವರೆಗೂ 2 ಕೋಟಿ ಇತ್ತು. 2 ಕೋಟಿ ಇದ್ದಿದ್ದೀಗ 5 ಕೋಟಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಮುಂಚೆ ಏನಿತ್ತು ವುಮನ್ ಎಂಟರ್ಪ್ರಿನರ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಥರದ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟಿವಿಟೀಸ್ಗೂ ಕೊಡೋರು. ಈಗ ಅದನ್ನು ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟು ಜನರಲ್ಗೆ 5.5% ಮತ್ತು SC/ST ಕ್ಯಾಟಗರೀಸ್ಗೆ 4% ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ವುಮನ್ ಎಂಟರ್ಪ್ರಿನರ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಫಾರ್ ಸರ್ವಿಸ್ ಸೆಕ್ಟರ್, ಸರ್ವಿಸ್ ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರಿಗಳಿಗೆ ಮಾತ್ರ, ಅದು ಹೋಟೆಲು, ರೆಸಾರ್ಟ್ಸು, ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟಲ್ಸು, ಕ್ಲಿನಿಕ್ಸು, ಆ ಥರ ಸರ್ವಿಸ್ ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರೀಸ್ಗಳಿಗೆ ಯಾವ್ಯಾವುದು ಸರ್ವಿಸ್ ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಅಂತ ಕ್ಯಾಟಗರೈಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ 4%ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅಪ್ ಟು 5 crores ಈಗ ಕೊಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಅವಕಾಶ ಬಂದಿದೆ. ಮುಂಚೆ ಅದು 2 crores ಇತ್ತು, ಈಗ ಅದನ್ನು 5 crores ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅದಲ್ಲದೇ ಈ OBC ಮತ್ತು ಮೈನಾರಿಟಿಯವರಿಗೆ ಅಪ್ ಟು 10 crores 4% ಕೊಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಹೊಸ ಸ್ಕೀಮ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಬಟ್ ಅದಿನ್ನೂ ಇಂಪ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ರೂಪುರೇಷೆಗಳು ರೆಡಿ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾವೆ. ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಪ್ರಾಬಬ್ಲಿ ನಾನು 15 days 1 month ಅಷ್ಟು ಅದು ಬರ್ಬೋದು. ಬಂತು ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೂ 4%ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸಾಲ ಸಿಗೋ ಚಾನ್ಸಸ್ ಇದೆ. ತಾವಿಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಗಮನಿಸಬೇಕು, ಏನಂತಂತಂದರೆ ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಜನ 4% ಅನ್ನೋದು ಮಾತ್ರ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬರ್ತಾರೆ. ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟು ಅಲ್ಲೊಂದು ಕ್ಯಾಚ್ ಇಟ್ಟಿದೆ. ಏನು, ಸಾಲ ತಗೊಂಡಂಥ ಎಂಟರ್ಪ್ರಿನರ್ಸು ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾಗಿ ಕಟ್ಟಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋ ಉದ್ದೇಶದಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರು ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ಕಟ್ಟಿದರೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಅದು ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ದಿ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಸಬ್ಸಿಡೀಸ್ ಇದೆ ಅದನ್ನು ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ಹೋದರೆ ಇದರ 4% ಅಥವಾ 5.5% ಇದ್ದಿದ್ದು 14% ಆಗಿಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ 4%ಅಲ್ಲಾಗಲಿ 5.5%ಅಲ್ಲಾಗಲಿ ತಗೊಳ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಕೇರ್ಫುಲ್ಲಾಗಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಬೇಕೋ ಅಷ್ಟು ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಪ್ಲ್ಯಾನ್ ಮಾಡಿ ತಗೊಳ್ಬೇಕು. ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ನಿಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರೋ ಹಾಗೆ ಇನ್ನೂ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಕೀಮ್ ನಮ್ಮ ಮೂಲಕ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಿದ್ದು SC/ST ಎಂಟರ್ಪ್ರಿನರ್ಸ್ ಎಸ್ಟಾಬ್ಲಿಷ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಟೆಕ್ಸ್ಟೈಲ್ ಯೂನಿಟ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಅಪ್ ಟು 5 crores ಇತ್ತು. ಆಲ್ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ 90% ಫೈನಾನ್ಸ್ ಸಿಗೋದು. ಅದು ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಕಡೆ ಮಿಸ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆಯಿತು ಅಂತ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಗಮನಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂದಾಗ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅದನ್ನೀಗ 2 crores ಇಳಿಸಿದೆ. ಈ ಒಂದು ಗ್ರ್ಯಾಂಟ್ ಈಸ್ 75%. ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಕಡೆ ಗ್ರ್ಯಾಂಟ್ 75% ಪೂರ್ತಿ ಸಿಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ರೇಷಿಯೋಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಮಾಡಿದೆ. ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ಐ ರಿಕ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಯು ಆಲ್ ಈಸ್ ಯು ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ಯುಟಿಲೈಸ್ ದಿಸ್ ಸ್ಕೀಮ್ಸ್, ಬಟ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಸಿ ದಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಕ್ಯಾರೀಸ್ ಫಾರ್ವರ್ಡ್ ಟು ದಿ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಜನ್ರೇಷನ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ. ಈಗ ಯಾರು 5 ಕೋಟಿ ಸ್ಕೀಮಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂದರೆ ನೋಡಿ, 5 ಕೋಟಿ ಅಂತಂತಂದರೆ ಆಲ್ಮೋಸ್ಟು 5.5 ಕೋಟಿ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಇದ್ದರೆ, 5 ಕೋಟಿ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಇದ್ದರೆ 10% ಮಾತ್ರ ಪ್ರಮೋಟರ್ಸ್ದು, ಇನ್ನು 15% KSFC ಸಾಲ ಕೊಡೋದು, ಇನ್ನು 75% ಟೆಕ್ಸ್ಟೈಲ್ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟು ಗ್ರ್ಯಾಂಟ್ ಅಂತ ಕೊಡ್ತಿತ್ತು. ಗ್ರ್ಯಾಂಟ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಅದೇನು ವಾಪಸ್ ಕೊಡೋಂಥ ದುಡ್ಡಲ್ಲ. ಬಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅದೇನಾಯಿತು, ಬರೀ ಬಿಲ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ತಗೊಳ್ಳೋದಕ್ಕೆ, ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ಗೆ ಈ ರೀತಿಯ ಅನ್ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಐಟಮ್ಸ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅದು ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಗಮನಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗಿ, ಸೊ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ 2 ವರ್ಷದಲ್ಲಿ ಆ ಸ್ಕೀಮ್ನ ಇಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ರೆಡ್ಯೂಸ್ಡ್ ಇಟ್ಟು, ಅದು ಆ್ಯಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಒಂದು ಲೆವೆಲಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಟಾಪೇ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಡ್ತು. ಆಮೇಲೆ ತುಂಬ ಪ್ರೆಷರ್ಸ್ ಅಸೋಸಿಯೇಷನ್ಗಳಿಂದ ಎಲ್ಲ ತುಂಬ ಪ್ರೆಷರ್ ಬಂದಮೇಲೆ ಇಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಬೀನ್ ರಿವೈಸ್ ಟು 2 crores. ಸೊ ಈ ಸ್ಕೀಮ್ಗಳು ಅಷ್ಟೇ, ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ನೀರಿನ ಮೇಲೆ ಗುಳ್ಳೆ ಇದ್ದಂಗೆ, ಯಾವತ್ತೂ ಸ್ಟಾಪ್ ಆಗ್ತೋ ಗೊತ್ತಿರಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ಐ ಸಜೆಸ್ಟ್ ಈಸ್, ನಿಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಹೊಸದಾಗಿ ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಥವಾ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಯಾನ್ಷನ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ನ್ಯೂ ಐಟಮ್ಸ್ ಇರಲಿ ನೀವು ಪರ್ಚೇಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ, ನಾವು ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯವಾಗಿ ಫಿಕ್ಸೆಡ್ ಅಸೆಟ್ಸಿಗೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಸಾಲ ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ. ವರ್ಕಿಂಗ್ ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ಲೋನ್ಗೆ ನಾವು ಆದಷ್ಟು ಎನ್ಕರೇಜ್ ಮಾಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ನಮ್ಮ ವರ್ಕಿಂಗ್ ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ಲು ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅ ಟರ್ಮ್ ಲೋನ್, ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ನಾಟ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಡ್ರಾ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು, ವಾಪಸ್ ಕಟ್ಬೋದು, ಎನ್ಹಾನ್ಸ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಹಂಗೆ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಅದರಿಂದ ನಾವು ಆದಷ್ಟು ಬ್ಯಾಂಕಿಗೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಇದಲ್ಲದೇ ಇವೇನಾಗಿದೆ, ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಜನಕ್ಕೆ ಈಗ KSFCನಲ್ಲಿ ಸಾಲ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರಿಗೂ ಸಹ ಅವ್ರು ಏನೇನು ಪ್ರೊಸೀಜರ್ ಫಾಲೋ ಮಾಡಿದರು, ಹೇಗೆ ಇದು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಅನ್ನೋದು ಮರ್ತೋಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಬ್ರೀಫಾಗಿ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಆ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರೊಸೀಜರ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಅದನ್ನು ನಿಮಗೆ ಒಂದು ಸಿಂಪಲ್ಲಾಗಿ ಒಂದು 4 ಮಾತಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳಿರ್ತೀನಿ. ನಿಮಗೆ ತುಂಬ ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಫರ್ದರ್ ಡೀಟೇಲ್ಸ್ ಬೇಕಾದರೆ ನೀವು ನಮ್ಮ ಆಫೀಸ್ನ ಕಾಂಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ನಾವಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಬ್ರ್ಯಾಂಚಸ್ ಇದ್ದಾವೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಿನಲ್ಲಿ 2 ಬ್ರ್ಯಾಂಚ್ ಇದೆ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಹೆಡ್ ಆಫೀಸ್ನಲ್ಲೂ ನೀವು ಕಾಂಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಸ್ಟಾಲ್ ಇದೆ ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಫ್ಲೋರಲ್ಲಿ. ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬ್ರೋಚರ್ಸ್ಗಳೆಲ್ಲ ಇದೆ, ಆ ಬ್ರೋಚರ್ಸ್ಗಳನ್ನ ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ನೀವು ನೋಡಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಈಗ ನೋಡಿ, ಯಾರೇ ಒಬ್ಬರು ಫಸ್ಟು ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಸಾಲಕ್ಕೆ ಬರಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ನಿಮಗೆಲ್ಲ ಗೊತ್ತಿರೋಂಗೆ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ರಿಪೋರ್ಟನ್ನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯವಾಗಿ ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಜನಕ್ಕೆ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ರಿಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋ ಗೊತ್ತಿರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಅವರೆಲ್ಲೋ ಹೋಗ್ತಾರೆ, ಇವ್ರ ರಿಕ್ವೈರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಏನೋ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡೋನು ಯಾರೋ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಷನಲ್ ಇರ್ತಾನೆ, ಅವನು ಇವ್ರಿಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲದೆ ಇರ್ತಿದ್ದು ಗೊತ್ತಿರೋದು ಎಲ್ಲ ಸೇರಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ರಿಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ. ಮಾಡಿ ಅವರು ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಬಂದಾಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಈಗ ಬ್ರ್ಯಾಂಚ್ಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಎಂಟರ್ಪ್ರಿನರ್ ಗೈಡೆನ್ಸ್ ಏನಂತ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಕಾಂಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ದಿ AGM ಅಥವಾ GM DGM ಯಾರು ಬೇಕಾದರೂ ಕಾಂಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯವಾಗಿ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಬಂದವರಿಗೆ ಚೆಕ್ ಲಿಸ್ಟ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಅದನ್ನ ಏನೇನು ಡಾಕ್ಯುಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ತರಬೇಕು ಇವನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಎಂಟರ್ಪ್ರಿನರ್ ಗೈಡೆನ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಒಬ್ಬರನ್ನ ಕೂರಿಸಿರ್ತೀವಿ. ಅವ್ರ ಹತ್ರ ನೀವು ಮಾತಾಡಿ, ಅವ್ರ ಹತ್ರ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ತಗೊಂಡು ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ನೀವು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ನ ಪ್ರಪೋಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅನ್ನೋ ಡೀಟೇಲ್ಸ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟರೆ ಅದನ್ನು ಅವರು ಒಂದು ಕಮಿಟಿ ಮುಂದೆ ಇಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗಿದೆ, ಅಪ್ ಟು ಬ್ರ್ಯಾಂಚ್ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ಅಪ್ ಟು 75 lakhs ಬ್ರ್ಯಾಂಚ್ ಲೆವೆಲಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಬಟ್ ಎವ್ರಿಥಿಂಗ್ ಮೂವ್ಸ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಬ್ರ್ಯಾಂಚ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ. 75 to 150 lakhs GM's ಪವರ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, 150 to 300 lakhs ED ಪವರ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ, 300 to 500 lakhs MD ಪವರ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಅದಾದಮೇಲೆ 5 to 10 crores EC ಎಕ್ಸಿಕ್ಯೂಟಿವ್ ಕಮಿಟಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಅಬೌಟ್ 10 to 20, ನಾವು ಮ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಿಮಮ್ 20 ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಕೊಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಇರೋದು. 20 crores ಬೋರ್ಡ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇದರೊಳಗೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಆ ಕಮಿಟಿ ಮುಂದೆ ಇಟ್ಟಾಗ ನಾವು ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯವಾಗಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಟೆಕ್ನಿಕಲ್ ಆಫೀಸರು, ಲೀಗಲ್ ಆಫೀಸರು, ಕನ್ಸಲ್ಟ್ ಯಾರ್ಯಾರು ಇರ್ತಾರೆ ಅವರೆಲ್ಲ ಸೇರ್ಕೊಂಡು ನಾವು ಅದನ್ನು ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಪ್ರಮೋಟರ್ಸ್ ಜೊತೆ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಸತಿ ಪ್ರಮೋಟರ್ಸು ಓವರ್ ಆ್ಯಂಬಿಷಿಯಸ್ ಆಗಿ 1 ಕೋಟಿ ಅಥವಾ 2 ಕೋಟಿ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗೋದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರು ಅದನ್ನು 4 ಕೋಟಿ 5 ಕೋಟಿ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬಂದಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ವೆರಾಸ್ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಅವ್ರು ತರಬೇಕಾದ ಎಷ್ಟು ಅಮೌಂಟು ಏನು ಅನ್ನೋದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಖಚಿತವಾದ ಮಾಹಿತಿ ಇರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಅವ್ರೇನು ಅಂದ್ಕೊಂಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ, ಆಯಿತು 3 ಕೋಟಿ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟು, 2 ಕೋಟಿ KSFC ಕೊಡುತ್ತೆ, 1 ಕೋಟಿ ನಾನು ತರಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ಕೊಂಡೆ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ. ಆದರೆ ಅವ್ರ ಹತ್ರ ದುಡ್ಡು ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ ನಾವು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎನ್ಕ್ವೈರಿ ಮಾಡಿ ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ನೆಟ್ವರ್ಕ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟು ಎಲ್ಲ ಕೇಳಿದರೆ ಅವರ ಲಿಕ್ವಿಡಿಟಿ ಒಂದು 50 ಲಕ್ಷ 60 ಲಕ್ಷ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಅವ್ರು ಕೇಳಿದರೆ ಏನಂತಾರೆ, ಸರ್ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು 40 ಲಕ್ಷ ನನ್ನ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ರಿಲೇಟಿವ್ಸು ನಮ್ಮ ಫಾದರ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಥವಾ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ನಾನು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾಯಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ನಾನು ಅದನ್ನ ಹಾಕ್ಕೊಂಡು ನಾನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ, ನೀವು ನನಗೆ 2 ಕೋಟಿ ಸಾಲ ಸ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಂತಾರೆ. ನಾನು ನನ್ನ 33 ವರ್ಷ ಸರ್ವೀಸಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ನೋಡಿರೋಂಗೆ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ಗಳು ಫೇಲ್ ಆಗೋದು ಇದೇ ಸ್ಟೇಜಲ್ಲಿ. ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಒನ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಮೇನ್ ರೀಸನ್. ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ನಾನು ನನ್ನ ಹತ್ರ 50 ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ಗೆ ಡೆಟ್ ಇಕ್ವಿಟಿ ರೇಷಿಯೋ 2:1 ಅಂತ ಫಿಕ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಅಂದರೆ RBI ಫಿಕ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದೆ. ಅಂದ್ರೇನು, 2 ಭಾಗ ಸಾಲ, 1 ಭಾಗ ಸ್ವಂತ ಬಂಡವಾಳ ಅಂತ. ಈ 1 ಭಾಗ ಸ್ವಂತ ಬಂಡವಾಳದಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ತರಬೇಕಾದ್ದು ಪೂರ್ತಿ ತರದೇ ಹೋದರೆ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟು ತೊಂದರೆಗೆ ಸಿಗಾಕೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತೆ, ಮೇ ನಾಟ್ ಬಿ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟೆಡ್, ಮತ್ತು ಓವರ್ ರನ್ ಆಗೋ ಚಾನ್ಸಸ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ, ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಓವರ್ ರನ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಅವಾಯ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಇದೊಂದನ್ನು ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಎರಡನೇದು, ನಮ್ಮ ಏನು ರೀಪೇಮೆಂಟ್ ಪೀರಿಯಡ್ ನಾವು ಫಿಕ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅದು ಫ್ರಮ್ ದಿ ಡೇಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಡಿಸ್ಬರ್ಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅವಾಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ನೀವೀಗ ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಮುಂಚೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ನಾವೇನು ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೋ, ಸ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಆದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ರೇಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ನ ಫಿಕ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಆಗಿ ಡಾಕ್ಯುಮೆಂಟೇಷನ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದೇನೇ ₹1 ₹1,000 ಎಷ್ಟೋ ರಿಲೀಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅದನ್ನು ಫಿಕ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಡ್ತಿದ್ದೋ ರೇಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟು. ರೇಟ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿನೂ ಆಗಂಗಿಲ್ಲ ಕಮ್ಮಿನೂ ಆಗಂಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಆ ರೀತಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೋ. ಬಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲೇನಾಗ್ತಿತ್ತು, ಈ ಮಾನಿಟೋರಿಯಂ ಪೀರಿಯಡ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿಬಿಡೋದು. ಸೊ ಫಾರ್ ಎನಿ ರೀಸನ್ ಇಫ್ ದಿ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಗೆಟ್ಸ್ ಡಿಲೇಡ್, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ರೀಪೇಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಪ್ರಿನ್ಸಿಪಲ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ವಿಚ್ ವಿಲ್ ಅಗೈನ್ ಆ್ಯಡ್ ಟು ದಿ ಬರ್ಡನ್ ಆಫ್ ಫೈನಾನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಬರ್ಡನ್. ಸೊ ಇವನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ನಾವಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಮಾಡಿ ಅವರಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಅವ್ರಿಗೂ ಇದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಅವಕಾಶ ಇದೆ. ಆಗ ನೋಡಿ, ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಒಂದು ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಹೇಳೋದಾದ್ರೆ, ಮೊನ್ನೆ ಆ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಲಿಯರೆನ್ಸ್ ಕಮಿಟಿ ಮುಂದೆನೇ ಬಂದಿತ್ತು. ಆತ ದುಡ್ಡು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ, ಕಾಂಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ರು ಪಾವಗಡದಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ ಒಂದು ಯೂನಿಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವರೇನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾಯಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಇಂಜೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಮೋಲ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ಮೆಷಿನು ಹಾಕ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಬ್ಲೋ ಮೋಲ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ಮೆಷಿನು ಹಾಕ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವರು ಸರ್ ಹೇಗೋ ಮಾಡ್ತಾಯಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ಒಂದೇ ಸರಿ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಡ್ತೀನಿ, ನನ್ನ ಹತ್ರ ದುಡ್ಡಿದೆ, ನಾನು ಬಿಲ್ಡಿಂಗು ಕಟ್ತೀನಿ, ಎಲ್ಲನೂ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ, ನೀವು ನನಗೇನು ಬೇಕೋ ಸಾಲ 2.5 ಕೋಟಿ ಕೊಟ್ಬಿಡಿ ಅಂತ. ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ 5 ಪೈಸದ ಅನುಭವ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಅವ್ರ ಮಗನಾದ್ರೂ ಇದು ಮಾಡಿದಾರ, ಅವ್ರಿಗೂ ಏನೂ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ನಾವು ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ತಿಳಿ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕಾಯ್ತು, ನೋಡಿ ನೀವು ಯಾವುದಾದ್ರೂ ಒಂದು ಐಟಮ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಪೈಪ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ ಮಾಡಿ, ಅದರೊಳಗೆ ನೀವು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಒಂದು 6 ತಿಂಗಳು ರನ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ನಿಮಗೆ ಧೈರ್ಯ ಬಂದ ಮೇಲೆ ಯು ಕಮ್ ಫಾರ್ ದಿ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್. ಈಗ ನಾನು ಆಗಲೇ ಹೇಳಿದೆ, SC/STಗಾಗಲಿ ಈ ಜನರಲ್ಗಾಗಲಿ 5 ಕೋಟಿ 4 ಕೋಟಿ ಅಥವಾ 10 ಕೋಟಿ ಏನಿದೆ, ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಒನ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಲೇಡೀಸ್ಗಾದ್ರೂ ಅಷ್ಟೇ 5 crores ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಅಂದರೆ ಒಂದು ಟೈಮ್ಗೆ ಈಗ ನೀವು ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟಿಗೆ ಬರ್ತೀರಾ, 2 ಕೋಟಿ ಸಾಲ ತಗೊಂಡಿರ್ತೀರಾ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕೋಟ ಮುಗಿದೋಯ್ತು ಅಂತಿಲ್ಲ. 5 ಕೋಟಿವರೆಗೂ ನೀವು ಎಷ್ಟು ಸತಿ ಬೇಕಾದರೂ ತಗೋಬೋದು ಜನರಲ್ ಕ್ಯಾಟಗರಿಯವರು. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ SC/ST ಕ್ಯಾಟಗರಿಯವರು 10 ಕೋಟಿವರೆಗೂ ಎಷ್ಟು ಸರಿ ಬೇಕಾದರೂ ತಗೊಳ್ಬೋದು. ಮ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಿಮಮ್ ಲಿಮಿಟ್ ಈಸ್ 10 crores. ಈವನ್ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಪರ್ ಪರ್ಸನ್ ಲೆಕ್ಕ. ಈಗ ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಒಬ್ಬರು SC/ST ಎಂಟರ್ಪ್ರಿನರ್ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ, ಅವರು ಪ್ರೊಪ್ರೈಟರಿ ಕನ್ಸರ್ನಲ್ಲಿ 3 ಕೋಟಿ ತಗೊಳ್ತಾರೆ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟು ಅವ್ರ ಮಗನ ಜೊತೆನೋ ಮಗಳ ಜೊತೆನೋ ಒಂದು ಪಾರ್ಟ್ನರ್ಶಿಪ್ ಫರ್ಮ್ ಅಂತ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು 3 ಕೋಟಿ ಸಾಲ ತಗೊಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರೈವೇಟ್ ಲಿಮಿಟೆಡ್ ಕಂಪ್ನಿ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಇನ್ನೊಂದಿಬ್ಬರನ್ನ ಸೇರಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡು, ಬಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದೇನಂದರೆ SC/ST ಮಾತ್ರ ಅವರು ಅದೇ ಕ್ಯಾಟಗರಿಗೆ ಸೇರಿರೋ ಪ್ರಮೋಟರ್ಸ್ ಇರಬೇಕು, ಬೇರೆಯವರು ಇರೋಂಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಆಯಿತು, ಅದನ್ನು ಏನೋ ಮಾಡಿ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ. ಅವಾಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಅದು ಒಂದು 6 ಕೋಟಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಇದು 12 ಕೋಟಿ ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಲೆಕ್ಕ ತಗೊಳ್ಳಲ್ಲ. ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಒಬ್ಬ ಪ್ರಮೋಟ್ರು ಏನು ಫಸ್ಟ್ 3 ಕೋಟಿ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರು, ಅವರು ಕಾಮನ್ ಪ್ರಮೋಟರ್ ಇದ್ದರೆ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟಲ್ಲಿ ಇವತ್ತು ಪಾರ್ಟ್ನರ್ 50% ಪಾರ್ಟ್ನರ್ ಅಂತಲೇ ಹೈಪೋಥೆಟಿಕಲ್ ಆಗಿ ತಗೊಳ್ಳೋಣ. ಅವಾಗ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ 1.5 ಕೋಟಿ ಲೆಕ್ಕ ತಗೊಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಅಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಅವರು 4.5 crores ಅವೈಲ್ ಮಾಡಿದರು. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಪ್ರೈವೇಟ್ ಲಿಮಿಟೆಡ್ ಕಂಪ್ನಿಗೆ ಬಂದಾಗ ಅವ್ರದ್ದು 4 ಕೋಟಿ ಬರ್ತದೆ. ಇನ್ನು ಆವಾಗ ಅವರು 4 ಕೋಟಿ ಆ ಸ್ಕೀಮ್ ಕೊಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಎಲಿಜಿಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಆ ರೀತಿ ಪರ್ ಪರ್ಸನ್ ಲೆಕ್ಕದ ಮೇಲೆ ನಾವು ಅದನ್ನು 10 crores ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಇಫ್ ಇಟ್ ಕ್ರಾಸಸ್, ಈಗ ಮೊನ್ನೆ ಒಂದು ಮೈಸೂರು ಕೇಸಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಗೆ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಅವರು 9 ಕೋಟಿ ಸಾಲಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಈಗಾಗಲೇ 3-4 ಥರ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಅವರು ಲೋನ್ಸ್ಗಳು ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಕೊನೆಗೆ ಅವರಿಗೆ 8 ಕೋಟಿ SC/ST ಸ್ಕೀಮಲ್ಲಿ, ಉಳಿದಿದ್ದು 1 ಕೋಟಿ ಜನರಲ್ ಸ್ಕೀಮಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟರು. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಥಿಂಕ್ ದಟ್ ಈಗ 5 ಕೋಟಿ ಅಂತಂತಂದರೆ ಲೋನೇ 5 ಕೋಟಿಗೆ ಅಂತಲ್ಲ, ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಕಮ್ ಫಾರ್ 15 crores ಲೋನ್. ಬಟ್ ಅದು SSI ಆಗಬೇಕು. SSI ಆಗದೆ ಹೋದರೆ ನಾವು ಸಾಲ ಕೊಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಬರಲ್ಲ. ಇಫ್ ಲೆಟ್ಸ್ ಸೇ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ SSI ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಯು ಕಮ್ ಫಾರ್ 7 crores ಲೋನ್, 7 crores 5 crores 5.5%, 2 crores ಜನರಲ್ ರೇಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್, ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ 11.5%. ಸೊ ನಾನು ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ನಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರೊಸೀಜರ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ದೆ, ಅದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟು ಮತ್ತು ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆನೂ ಡೈವರ್ಟ್ ಆಯಿತು. ಸೊ ಆ PGCನಲ್ಲಿ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಆದಮೇಲೆ ನಾವು ವಿಲ್ ಇಶ್ಯೂ ಅಪ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್. ನೀವು ಅಪ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್ ನೋಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಅಲ್ಲಿರೋ ಚೆಕ್ ಲಿಸ್ಟ್ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಡಾಕ್ಯುಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ತಂದು ಕೊಟ್ಟಾಗ, ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯವಾಗಿ KDB ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಆದರೆ ದೇರ್ ವಿಲ್ ನಾಟ್ ಬಿ ಮಚ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್, ಡಿಫಿಕಲ್ಟಿ. ಪ್ರೈವೇಟ್ ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಮಾತ್ರ ಓನರ್ಶಿಪ್ನ ನಾವು ತುಂಬ ಸೂಕ್ಷ್ಮವಾಗಿ ನೋಡ್ತೀವಿ. ನಾವು ಸೇರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೊಸದ್ರೊಳಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಕಸ್ಟಮರ್ಸ್ ಹೇಳೋರು, KSFCನಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಸತಿ ಲೀಗಲ್ ಡಾಕ್ಯುಮೆಂಟ್ ಪಾಸ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಂತಂತಂದರೆ ಕಣ್ಣು ಮುಚ್ಕೊಂಡು ನಾವು ಪರ್ಚೇಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು ಅಂತ. ನಾವು ಆಲ್ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಇವತ್ತು ಅದೇ ಲೆವೆಲಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಅದು ಒಂದು ರೀತಿ ನಿಮಗೂ ಅನುಕೂಲ, ದುಡ್ಡು ಕೊಡ್ದಲೇ ನಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ ಲೀಗಲ್ ಒಪಿನಿಯನ್ ಮಾಡಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡಂಗೆ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟಿಗೆ ಸಾಲ ತಗೊಳ್ತೀರೋ ಬಿಡ್ತೀರೋ. ಎರಡನೇದು, ಏನಾದರೂ ಕುಂದುಕೊರತೆಗಳು ಅದರೊಳಗಿದ್ದರೆ ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸೆಟ್ ಇಟ್ ರೈಟ್ ನಾವು ಇಟ್ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್ ಬಿಫೋರ್. ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ತುಂಬ ಕಷ್ಟದ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ಇದು ಹಿಂಗಿತ್ತ ಇದನ್ನು ಸರಿ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮುಂಚೆನೇ ಇದು ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಈ ಎಲ್ಲ ಆದಾಗ ಈ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವೆಲ್ಲ ಇದು ಮಾಡಿ ನಮಗೆ ಅಪ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್ ಸಬ್ಮಿಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ನಾವು 0.5% ಪ್ರೊಸೆಸಿಂಗ್ ಫೀ ಪ್ಲಸ್ GST ಕಟ್ಟಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಅಪ್ಲಿಕೇಶನನ್ನು ಪ್ರೋಸೆಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಅಂದರೆ ಆವಾಗ ನಾವು ಇನ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದು, ನೀವು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಮಿಷನರೀಸು ಲಿಸ್ಟ್ ಆಗಲಿ, ಬಿಲ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ಲ್ಯಾನ್ ಆಗಲಿ, ಎಸ್ಟಿಮೇಟ್ ಆಗಲಿ, ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಆದ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ ಇದೆ, ಅದ್ರ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಇದೆಯಾ ನೋಡಿ. ಹಾಗೇನಾದರೂ ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ಹೋದರೆ ಪ್ರಮೋಟರ್ಸ್ ಜೊತೆ ಕೂತು ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಇದನ್ನು ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಆದಷ್ಟು ನಾವು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಅನುಕೂಲ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಏನೇನು ಪ್ಲ್ಯಾನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು, ಏನೇನು ಸಜೆಷನ್ಸ್ ಕೊಡ್ಬೋದು ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಬಟ್ ಏನೇ ಆದ್ರೂ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ರೂಲ್ಸು ರೆಗ್ಯುಲೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಬೈ ಚಾನ್ಸ್ ಅದನ್ನು ಮೀರಿದರೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ, ನೋಡಿ ಈ ರೀತಿ ಇದೆ, ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ನೀವು ಚೇಂಜ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಂತ. ಆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸರಿ ಇದ್ದರೆ ಡಿಪೆಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಆನ್ ದಿ ಸ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಷನಿಂಗ್ ಅಥಾರಿಟಿ ಪವರ್ಸು, ಆ ಕೇಸು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬ್ರ್ಯಾಂಚಲ್ಲೋ ಇಲ್ಲ GM EDನೋ MD ಹತ್ರನೋ ಸ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ನಾರ್ಮಲಿ ಈ ಪ್ರೋಸೆಸ್ಸು 1 ಮಂತ್ 1 to 1.5 months ತಗೊಳುತ್ತೆ ನಾರ್ಮಲ್ ಆಗಿ. ಈಗ ಲೋನ್ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಹೋದಾಗೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಇನ್ನೂ ಡಿಲೇ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಈಗ ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಬೋರ್ಡ್ ಮೀಟಿಂಗು ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಸರಿ 2 monthsಗೆ 3 monthsಗೆ ಒಂದ್ಸರಿ ಬೋರ್ಡ್ ಮೀಟಿಂಗ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಅಂಥ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ವೆಯ್ಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ಈಗ ಇಫ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ 10 crores ಲೋನ್, ಆ ರೀತಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಒಂದು ಸರಿ ಸ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಆದಮೇಲೆ ನಾವು ನಿಮಗೆ ಸ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಲೆಟ್ರ್ ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಬ್ಯಾಂಕರ್ ಒಪಿನಿಯನ್ನು ನಾವು ಆದಷ್ಟು ನೋಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಆಗಲೇ ನಾನು ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಹೇಳೋದು ಮಾಡ್ತೇನೆ, ನಾವು ಸಿಬಿಲ್ ಸ್ಕೋರು ತುಂಬ ಕಟ್ಟುನಿಟ್ಟಾಗಿ ನೋಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಮಿನಿಮಮ್ 650 ಇರಬೇಕು. 650 ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಬಿಲೋ ಇದ್ದರೆ ಅಪ್ ಟು 600 GMC ಪವರ್ ಇದೆ ರಿಲ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ. ಅದನ್ನು ನೋಡಿ ಕೇಸ್ ಟು ಕೇಸ್ ಬೇಸಿಸ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಇಫ್ ದೆರ್ ಇಸ್ ಎ ಡಿಫಾಲ್ಟ್ ಅದನ್ನು ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬನ್ನಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. ಕೆಲವು ಸತಿ ರೈಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಆಗಿಬಿಟ್ಟಿರ್ತದೆ, ಇಲ್ಲ ಕೆಲವು ಸತಿ ಕ್ರೆಡಿಟ್ ಕಾರ್ಡ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮಿಂದ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಅಂಥದ್ದನ್ನು ನೋಡಿ ನಾವು ಅದನ್ನು ಕ್ಲಿಯರೆನ್ಸ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೀವಿ. ನೀವು ಇದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಆದಮೇಲೆ ಲೀಗಲ್ ಡಾಕ್ಯುಮೆಂಟೇಷನ್ ನೀವು ಮಾಡಿಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕು. ಲೀಗಲ್ ಡಾಕ್ಯುಮೆಂಟೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ನಿಮಗೇನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, DICಯಿಂದ ಸ್ಟಾಂಪ್ ಡ್ಯೂಟಿ ಎಕ್ಸೆಂಪ್ಷನ್ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ. ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಿಗೆ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲೋ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ಬಟ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಡೆನೂ ಅದು ಸ್ಟಾಂಪ್ ಡ್ಯೂಟಿ ಎಕ್ಸೆಂಪ್ಷನ್ ಸರ್ಟಿಫಿಕೇಟ್ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ಆ ಖರ್ಚು ಬರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಅದನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿಕೊಟ್ಟ ಮೇಲೆ ನೀವು ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಇಂಪ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟೇಷನ್ ಆಗಲೇ ನಾವು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಕೇಳಿರ್ತೀವಿ. ನಾವು ಅಪ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್ ಫೀಸ್ ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದೇನೆ ನಮಗೊಂದು ಧೈರ್ಯ ಇರ್ತದೆ, ವಿ ವಿಲ್ ಸ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಷನ್ ದಿ ಲೋನ್ ಅಂತ. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಅಷ್ಟೊತ್ತಿಗೆ ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯವಾಗಿ 70 to 80% ಎಲ್ಲೋ ಬೇರೆ ಏನೋ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಇಲ್ದಲೇ ಇಂದಾಗಿ ಅದು ಕೇಸ್ ರಿಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು ಬಿಟ್ಟರೆ 99% ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಇಂಪ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟೇಷನ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತದೆ. ಆಗಲೇ ನಾನು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಆಗಲೇ ಹೇಳಿದಂಗೆ FIC ನಾವು ಫಿಕ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರ್ತೀವಿ. ಅದನ್ನು ನಿಮಗೆ ಮುಂಚೆನೇ ನಾವು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಜೊತೆ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೇನೆ ನಾವು ಹೇಳಿರ್ತೀವಿ, ನೋಡಿ ಈ ರೀತಿ ಇದೆ, ನೀವು ಇಷ್ಟು ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗ್ತದೆ. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಆದಮೇಲೆ ಅಮೌಂಟು ರಿಲೀಸ್ ಆಗೋದು ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ನ ನೀವು ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಸೇ ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಆಗಲೇ ನಾನು ಹೇಳ್ದಂಗೆ 3 crore ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟು 2 crore ಸಾಲ, 1 crore ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕಾಂಟ್ರಿಬ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಅಂದಾಗ ನೀವು ಆ 1 crore ಇಫ್ ದೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ಎ ಬಿಲ್ಡಿಂಗಿಗೆ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ತೋರಿಸ್ಬೇಕು. ಇಫ್ ದೇರ್ ಈಸ್ ಮೆಷಿನರಿ, ಈಗ ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಬಿಲ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ಬರೀ 70 ಲಕ್ಷ, ಮೆಷಿನರಿ 2.5 ಕೋಟಿ ಅಂತ ಇತ್ತು ಅಂತಂತಂದರೆ, ಅಥವಾ 2.25 ಕೋಟಿ ಅಂತ ಇದ್ದರೆ, ಆವಾಗ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಅಡ್ವಾನ್ಸು ಮೆಷಿನರಿ ಸಪ್ಲೈರಿಗೆ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು. ಬಿಲ್ಡಿಂಗು ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ, ಮೆಷಿನರಿಗೆ ಅಡ್ವಾನ್ಸು ಕೊಟ್ಟಾಗ ನಾವು ಬಿಲ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ಕಡೆದ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ರಿಲೀಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಮೆಷಿನರಿದು ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಸಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಲೆಟ್ರ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಅದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಪ್ರೊಸೀಜರ್ ಫಾಲೋ ಮಾಡಬೇಕೋ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಹೌ ದಿ ಲೋನ್ ಪ್ರೊಸೆಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಟೇಕ್. ಒಂದು ಸರಿ ಸಾಲ ಸ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಆದಮೇಲೆ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಟೇಕ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ರಿಲೀಸ್ ವಿತಿನ್ 6 months. ಅದರ್ವೈಸ್ ಅದು ಆಟೋಮೆಟಿಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ಸಲ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅದನ್ನು ನಾವು ರಿವೈವ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಅದಾದಮೇಲೆ ನೀವು ಲೆಟ್ಸ್ ಸೇ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಡ್ರಾ ದಿ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಲೋನ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಾಲ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ವಿತಿನ್ 6 months. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಯಾವುದೋ ಕಾರಣಕ್ಕೆ ನೀವು ಲೋನ್ ಡ್ರಾ ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ, ಅಥವಾ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಲೋನ್ ಡ್ರಾ ಮಾಡಿ ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಆಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀರಾ. 5 ಮೆಷಿನ್ ತಗೋಬೇಕಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, 3 ತಗೊಂಡು ಇನ್ನೆರಡು ಆಮೇಲೆ ನೋಡೋಣ ಅಂತ ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಆಗ್ತೀರಾ. ದಿಸ್ ಲೋನ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಅವೈಲೇಬಲ್, ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಇನ್ ಕರೆನ್ಸಿ ಫಾರ್ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ 2 years. ನೀವು ಅಲ್ಲಿವರೆಗೂ ಈ ಲೋನ್ನ ಅವೈಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಅದಾದಮೇಲೆ ಅದು ಆಟೋಮೆಟಿಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ಸಲ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟು ರಿಕವರಿ ಇದು ನೀವು ಪೇಮೆಂಟ್ಗಳು ನಮ್ಮ ರಿಕವರಿ ಆಫೀಸರ್ಸು ವಿಸಿಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಏನಾದರೂ ಮತ್ತೆ ಫರ್ದರ್ ರಿಕ್ವೈರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ದರೆ ನಾವು ನಮ್ಮ ಬಂದಾಗಲೂ ಕೇಳ್ಬೋದು, ಅಥವಾ ನೀವೇ ನಮ್ಮನ್ನು ಅಪ್ರೋಚ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಈ ರೀತಿ ಇದು ಒಂದು ಸಣ್ಣ ಪ್ರೊಸೀಜರ್. ಇಷ್ಟು ಹೇಳಿ ಐ ಹೋಪ್ ಐ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಗಿವನ್ ಲಿಟಲ್ ಐಡಿಯಾ ಅಬೌಟ್ ದಿ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಅಫೋರ್ಡಬಲ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಅಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಸ್ಕೀಮ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ KSFC. ಮತ್ತು ಅದಲ್ಲದೇ KSFCನಲ್ಲಿ ಸಾಲ ಹೇಗೆ ನೀವು ಪ್ರೋಸೆಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ನೀವು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಯಾವುದೇ ಇದಿದ್ದರೆ ರಿಕ್ವೈರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ದರೆ, ಈವನ್ ಅದ್ರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ನಮಗೆ ಇಂಥ ಫೋರಮ್ಮೇ ಬೇಕು ಅಂತಿಲ್ಲ. ನೀವುಗಳು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಇದರೊಳಗೆ ಈಗ ಒಂದು 10 ಜನ 15 ಜನ ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ನೀವೊಂದು ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಬನ್ನಿ, ನಮಗೆ ಇದೊಂಚೂರು ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ವೆದರ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಏಬಲ್ ಟು ಗೆಟ್ ದಿ ಲೋನ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದರೆ, ನಾವೇ ಬಂದು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ ಬಂದು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಇದು ಆಗ್ಬೋದು, ಇದನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು, ಅಥವಾ ಇದನ್ನು ಈ ರೀತಿ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಂತ ಸಜೆಷನ್ ಕೊಡೋಕ್ಕೂ ರೆಡಿ ಇರ್ತೀವಿ. ಅಂಥ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಟೆಕ್ನಿಕಲ್ ಆಫೀಸರು, ಲೀಗಲ್ ಆಫೀಸರ್ಸ್ನ ಅಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬರ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಇಫ್ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದಿ ಕೇಸ್, ನೀವು ಅದನ್ನು ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು 10-15 ಜನ ನಾವೊಂದು ಹಾಫ್ ಎ ಡೇ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದು ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಎಲ್ಲರ ಜೊತೆ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ನ ಇನ್ ಡೀಟೇಲಾಗಿ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡೋ ಅಂಥ ನಿಮಗೆ ನೆಸಿಟಿ ಬಂತು ಅಂದರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೂ ನಾವು ರೆಡಿ ಇರ್ತೀವಿ. ಐ ರಿಕ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಆಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಯು ಟು ಯುಟಿಲೈಸ್ ದೀಸ್ ಸ್ಕೀಮ್ಸ್ ವಿಚ್ ಆರ್ ಗಿವನ್ ಬೈ ದಿ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ. ಮತ್ತು ಅವುಗಳು ಎಷ್ಟು, ನಾನು ಆಗಲೇ ಹೇಳ್ದಂಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ದಿನ ಇರ್ತದೆ, ಹೇಗೆ ಅದನ್ನು ಚೇಂಜಸ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು ನಾವು ಹೇಳಕ್ಕೆ ಬರೋಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ನಿಮ್ದು ಯಾವುದೇ ಐ ಹೋಪ್ ಯಾವುದೇ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕು ಈಗ 4%ಗಾಗಲಿ 5.5%ಗಾಗಲಿ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಉಪಯೋಗಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ನಾನು ಮಾತು ಮುಗಿಸ್ತೀನಿ. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು.
I would like to request our Joint Secretary Rural and our Treasurer Malesh Gowda to felicitate Parashishima sir. ಸರ್ ತಾವು ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಇನ್ಸೈಟ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀರಾ. ಸುಮಾರು ಸ್ಕೀಮ್ಗಳು ನಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರಲಿಕ್ಕಿಲ್ಲ. ನಾವು ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಜೊತೆ ಕಮ್ಮಿಗೆ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳ್ತೀವಿ, ನೀವು ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಾಗ್ಲೂ ನಾವು ಉಪಯೋಗಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದರೆ ನಮ್ಮಷ್ಟು ದಡ್ಡ ಯಾರೂ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಸರ್. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಸ್ ಫಾರ್ ಗಿವಿಂಗ್ ಯುವರ್ ಇನ್ಸೈಟ್. I would request Mr. Avinash Anand, Marketing Manager, Union Bank of India.
A very good afternoon to all the dignitaries and the audience present here. I am Avinash Anand, Marketing Manager for Union Bank of India, belonging to the Regional Office, Bangalore East. Here I am going to give a little presentation of our MSME products meant for businesses. Just a glimpse of our bank. Just 2 days after today, we are going to celebrate 105th Foundation Day of our bank. It has a glorious past, and we are continuously achieving new targets and adding glory to our bank. And right now, this is a kind of glimpse of our bank. We are the 5th largest public sector bank and having a business of more than 19 trillion. Soon we are going to achieve almost 22 trillion by next financial year.
Our bank was inaugurated by Shri Mahatma Gandhi ji in 1919, 11th November. So as my friend told, it will in the next 2 days we will be becoming celebrating our 105th year of Union Bank of India, and this is the current snapshot. Now where we stand. So we are inching towards 22 lakh crores. That is our this yearly we will be trying to achieve that, and our MD has set our target that by this year we will be reaching to the 3rd position in the PSP banks.
Regarding the business loans and retail loans, we have specialized units spread across the country. In Bangalore, particularly in the city, we have 3 such units that are called Loan Processing Center for MSME, that is MLP in short. Across the country, it is 135 MLPs. For retail loans, almost 160 retail loan points. For agriculture loan, 48 agriculture loan points. And especially for MSME, there are 105 MSME first branch that has only to process the MSME loans and reach such customers. No other business happens in those branches.
So, the MSME UMFP first branches was again, it is a part of our bank in coordination with the government, central government, to give the boost to MSME sectors. Usually what was happening that we were giving, or all the banks were giving more focus on retail loans. The other thing was that MLP is very much restricted in some areas. So now the branches have been open in almost all cities in India. So in Bangalore there are 4 UMFP branches. So I am one of the part of the new branch in Bangalore South. So because of that, now our branch focus is only to give MSME loans. Along with that, the retail loans will be going on, but our BMDP delegation is 2 crores and above. So we are actually called the MSME branch. Our role is to give MSME loans and give promotion to MSME, right from the Mudra loan from 50,000 to around whatever it goes to 250 CR is the cap limit of MSME sector.
And this slide particularly shows why we are focusing especially on MSMEs. Because MSME contribute almost 10% to our GDP, and out of that almost 45% of that GDP is coming from the manufacturing, another 40% is coming from the export section. MSME is not only giving a kind of boost to our economy, but also generating a lot of employment, and we want to cater the needs of the customers, existing as well as the potential customers. These are some of our products. Our flagship scheme is Union MSME Suvidha. And apart from that, we have specialized schemes for catering to each of the particular industrial sector. As said, this is our main scheme, and in this Union Suvidha we provide CC, term loan and even OD facility. Minimum is 10 lakhs and maximum goes to up to 50 crore rupees. The margin is as usual in most of the schemes against the stock and book debt in case of working capital, and for term loan we take as the per the quotation of the requirement of the customer. The security is starting from 75%. In case of overdraft, it is 125%. Second scheme, that is Union Nari Shakti, as many of you will be knowing already. Our MD Madam, Mrs. Mani Mekhalai. So after she took the job and she gave a huge boost to this scheme. It is for all kind of industrial units, whether it will be a firm, private partnership, anywhere where women holds 51% or more share. So they can avail this the limit under this scheme. The particular benefits are the margin is very low compared to the other schemes. For example, 5% only up to 1 crore rupees and 15% above that. Again, in rate of interest there is concession of 1%, and the security coverage has a CGTMSE also available, so that is 5 crore. Up to loan of 5 crore, you don't need to provide any special collateral security. Processing charge is nil up to 2 crore, and above that 50% again concession in processing charge. So compared to the general schemes that we have for women entrepreneurs, we have a particularly beneficial scheme. This is against the GST that is filed by most of the companies and firms. So suppose you are showing the transaction through your bank account, and through that you show the sales. Against the sales, 30% of the annual sale, we provide the limit, and the assessment is accordingly. And one particular benefit of this scheme is that we don't consider the financial ratios, be it current ratio or TOL by TNW or something like that. Nothing to worry about here. You just have to provide the latest 12-month GST returns month-wise, or if quarter-wise, then the last 4 quarters you have to provide the GST. Against that, we provide the limit. This is equipment finance. Earlier it was restricted only for contractors, but right now it is open for almost every kind of firm, where we provide term loan. CC is not available here, only term loan we provide, and that is only for the captive use. Means you have to use the machine for your contracting business, and there just like JCB machine or tipper or earth excavators, something like that. So that is provided here, and the margin is against 5% if you provide the debt service ratio analysis for 3 months, otherwise 10%. Rate of interest again 50% concession. Tenure is generally 7 years with moratorium of 3 months.
Here I would like to add that most of other competitor banks, they are giving tenure for 5 years, because I had gone to the JCP and other tie-up Hyundai. So they are telling that I had pitched this statement that our bank is giving 7 years. Most of the banks will give 5 years. So this is one of our benefit to the JCB machines and other equipments.
We have a tie-up with Komatsu, Hyundai, Sami, JCB, like that almost 10-12 companies we have tie-up. If you go there and ask that under this scheme they need the finance, so there will be some kind of concession also available. This is means only for doctors or anyone who is into the medical business, like a hospital or diagnostic center, nursing, even Ayurveda or other streams like that. Here we provide term loan as well as working capital. In case of term loan, we provide only just the hypothecation part, and no other collateral is required. But if you are taking CC or a hybrid where term loan and working capital both are required, then collateral coverage of 50%. If not covered under CTMC, if CTMC is taken, then that collateral is not needed. The quantum goes up to 100 crore of rupees. So even big hospitals you can set up under this scheme, or be it the purchase of CT scans or diagnostic machines, X-rays, such kind of things we provide here.
One one more point I would like to add that recently for a hospital in Jayanagar, they wanted to come up for 20 crores new project by 10 to 11 months, and they are having existing account from HDFC and Siemens, but their tenure is only limited to 7 to 8 years. But we are having a maximum tenure of 180 months, this is 15 years. So they told us to restructure our loan, and it will go to the deviation as a next higher authority, but the loan will be processed. So that file is under process.
Even one point that is not mentioned here, suppose you have acquired one premises, or even if you are paying rent for taking one premises, so for 6 months of the rent, that is also covered under this. We will give you that rental part. Union contractor, earlier till last year there was one scheme called cluster scheme. As per the government guidelines, there are separate clusters of different industrial sectors, like for textiles or for auto ancillaries, like that. So this was hugely popular in Bangalore, and as a result we took this as a separate scheme that is available throughout the year. And under this, particularly for railway contractors, electrical, mining, they can take loan, whether it will be a working capital or overdraft in the form of secure overdraft, quantum 10 lakhs to 50 crores that you can take. And here also you will get concession, be it 50% concession in the rate of interest, and additionally 0.25% can be taken by the regional office. The collateral is for CC 75%, OD 100%, term loan 50%, and for BG and LC there is again 50%. This is Union Solar for the purchase of rooftop solar, that is meant only for the business use. For house and general societies, there is separate scheme of Union Solar under retail scheme. So under this scheme we provide minimum of 10 lakhs, maximum earlier it was 8 crore, now up to 16 crore of limit we also provide. Margin is 20%, but if you provide collateral of more than 35% of the loan amount, then 15% margin is taken. Again, collateral is not required because we mark the negative lien. Otherwise you can give up to 50% of the collateral security. Stand Up India scheme is as per the government guidelines, where for SC, ST or women borrowers who are above 18 years of age, and particularly in greenfield enterprises, that is they are going to start a new business. So for them we provide under this scheme. They only have to get the criteria that 50% of or more than 50% the share should be in their name, and the facility is extended in the term of composite loan, where you can take for plant and machinery the term loan and working capital for your daily requirements. The assessment again here is made as per our loan policy, and term is 7 years including moratorium of 1.5 years, and margin is 15% of the total project cost. Security is generally covered by the central government, so it comes under CGSSI. Particularly for Bangalore, this is very much applicable as many startups are here. So for startups, we came under with this scheme where we finance all kinds of loan like term loan, working capital, and OD. These kind of things are provided, and securities in terms of all the government guidelines that you can see. Rate of interest again lower than the normal schemes. Margin is 20% of the working capital as well as the term loan, and along with us, our team, Madam Niharika is also present here, because our first branch of a startup, that is MSME Koramangala branch. So that was opened first here in the last year, and any kind of query that you can directly talk to Madam after the presentation.
As we have already visited all the stalls here, all the vendors, from that most of the people we have inquired for the startup. So we have given the contact to our branch head, startup branch head, Mrs. Niharika.
Just one clarification I will tell, that many people think that they are going to start a new business, so that will automatically come under startup. No. You have to get registered with government and take the registration as a startup, and there is some criteria under that. And for even for first generation entrepreneurs, that this scheme is also valid. So anyone who has any kind of query, they can raise.
Please, previous slide. Previous. Is it this one?
Come again, sir?
Not this one. Green startup. Yeah, sir. Yeah. Yes.
Yes, sir.
We have got in fact 2 leads from here in our today's. It is a greenfield, sir. Greenfield startup.
See, we have a waste plastic manufacturing unit.
Okay, sir.
We make bricks out of waste plastic.
Okay.
So this comes under green field energy. So will this be covered in this?
Actually, we are taking both the things. If you are a startup or if you are a first generation.
It's a 6 months, 7 months old company.
Then you can definitely contact us
And it's a woman entrepreneur.
yeah, that's
Okay. And what is the rate of interest you charge?
That depends, sir. It depends upon a lot of factors. A starting rate in ROI is 9.30.
Madam,
Am I not audible?
Sir, the rate of interest is EBLR dependent. Right now it is starting from 9.3. Now it depends on various factors like your credit risk, the quantum of the loan, the security coverage percentage that is provided. So against that, the CIBIL score, everything we calculate. Normally it is almost 11.5, something like that. It
Do
will
you
come.
have anything for innovative product like that? Because 9.3 is a regular thing.
We have a separate scheme for women entrepreneurs called Nari Shakti.
Okay.
Entrepreneurs were slashed in that. So we'll get you the rate of interest.
Okay.
Rate of interest is actually flexible. It depends upon a lot of factors. So we'll have to come at a rate of interest which will be best suited to you. So under Nari Shakti scheme we have some concessions, and even collateral is also very flexible in that.
Okay. Then we have one more is oxygen. That is a portable oxygen. Oxygen what we have started just today we have launched it. So the plant is in Madur.
Madur is
It's very Monday district.
Achha.
Say like 80 kilometers from here.
Okay.
So will you fund for that project also?
Yes, we can do that.
So as we said that startup, it is just 2 factors are taken. Either you should be in business for less than 10 years and your total sales that should not cross 1 crore. Then if you are registered as a startup, then any kind of loan can be provided under this scheme.
Can we get like a 5% rate of interest, because a lot of banks are telling like innovative
That's very impossible. 5%.
City is offered. They have told it is
But the quantum must be restricted to some amount there.
Say 5 crores.
We don't have such product which we offer at a 5% interest. But whatever best we can do depending upon the project we can do.
Thank you.
This is Union Progress Scheme for a limit up to 2 crore of and this we are going to skip turnover plus against for the digital. Liquid property is our scheme for the loan against property that you generally meet, and this is for meeting your short-term working capital requirements, increasing your NWC, financing for high debt cost like this kind. So quantum is starting from 10 lakhs up to 10 crore of rupees.
This is just like a mortgage loan, but it's covering under MSME.
And generally we provide almost 50% of the property value. This is a scheme for food and agro processing units because they also come under the MSME sector, and here we provide the working capital or even for setting up the fixed assets. So facilities in terms of 10 lakhs of rupees and goes up to 100 crores. The rate of interest is dependent upon the limit and the credit rating and the collateral coverage, as I said. Processing charges is again 50% of the applicable charge for limit up to 50 lakhs. And security coverage, every detail is provided. Gold loan we also provide, particularly for small entrepreneurs or firms that are cottage industry, so they can take up this. Maximum up to 50 lakhs can be provided, and the rate of interest is even below EBLR, up to 5 lakhs, up to 25 lakhs, up to 25 lakhs it is 9.3% right now. Then no processing charges up to 10 lakhs and flat charges for appraisal and GST.
So up to 22 carat, we are giving 75% of the value, and 65% up to 18 carat.
And particularly for Bangalore, as there are many companies for textiles, auto parts. So as I said, we have special cluster schemes. These vary from the general schemes in terms of the charges that we take. And first one is for auto ancillaries, where we provide loan for purchase of our renovation of premises for all kind of manufacturing unit, quantum from 25 lakhs to 50 crore, and securities 50% collateral. For manufacturing, 100% if you are into trading business, 50% concession for processing charges and BG. And this is for textile mandi, particularly if you go to Chickpet or BVKI and cantonment area, then this can be provided under the cluster scheme, where we provide 10 lakhs of rupees up to 10 crore, and the security is again 75% requirement, concession available if you belong to the credit risk of 1, 2 or 3, 50% again concession in processing charges. And for cash deposit also up to 40 lakhs per day, there will be waiver of the cash deposit charges. Our bank is kind of a front runner, pioneer in digital lending. So we came for this account aggregators. Through your mobile banking or internet banking, you can apply for the STP module, that is for Mudra loans up to 10 lakhs of rupees, for Nari Shakti scheme up to 10 lakhs of rupees, and under GST then up to 25 lakhs of rupees. You can just apply within 10 minutes, you will get auto credit, the documentation will be done digitally, and no need to bring any kind of stamp paper or anything. Everything will be executed digital way itself. You just have to go through a minimum criteria and submit.
Good afternoon. I hope some of you are awake and ready to listen what I'm going through talk now. So just before I begin, my name is Girish Ananthan. I am DGM Technical and Operations at Reddington. Reddington is a publicly listed company. It is not a promoter-driven company. We are listed on the National Stock Exchange, and we are present in 38 countries. And last year our group turnover has been 90,000 crores. And we deal in over 290 brands of product. So many of the products which we deal, most of you might be using, like for example iPhones, any laptops, Dell, Lenovo, HP, then your Motorola, Samsung. We are distributors for all these equipments, like your Google Cloud, Microsoft products, a lot of products, like over 290 products we distribute in India. And I represent the division which deals in solar panels, solar photovoltaic systems. So I am going to just talk about my divisions today. So this is a video. I'd like you to go through this video, which will set the context of what we offer and what solution I bring.
Others call me Mother Nature. I've been here for over 4.5 billion years, 22,500 times longer than you. I don't really need people, but people need me. Yes, your future depends on me. When I thrive, you thrive. When I falter, you falter. Or worse. But I've been here for eons. I have fed species greater than you, and I have starved species greater than you. My oceans, my soil, my flowing streams, my forests, they all can take you or leave you. How you choose to live each day, whether you regard or disregard me, doesn't really matter to me. One way or the other. Your actions will determine your fate, not mine. I am nature. I will go on. I am prepared to evolve. Are you?
I think this video was self-explanatory. Don't need to do much talking about this video. Our ancestors, our forefathers, our fathers, our grandfathers, they gave us a beautiful environment, beautiful land to live and thrive. But, okay, English is okay, or should I switch to Kannada? English is fine. Okay, so our forefathers, they gave us a beautiful land to thrive and grow. But we thought growth is money, growth is industry, and at the cost of growth we have destroyed nature to a point where now maybe nature is now going to take its action on us, and we are already at a stage which we call it as the tipping point. Tipping point is the point where after which I think there's nothing we can do, we can just count our days left. So what can we do about this now? One is like say, yes, we can't forgo our growth, we can't go back to the caves, we can't live without our mobiles, we cannot live with our cars. So we need all those things. So how do we then break even with these distractions what we are causing? One thing is by going solar. Because what happens by going solar is, you are offsetting the electricity that is generated by coal. Coal causes global warming and all those problems that come with the carbon dioxide emissions that it is causing. So when we start adopting solar, the amount of energy that requires to be generated by coal comes down. So I am here from Reddington Solar to help you all go solar. And today, going solar makes sense. It not only helps you save the environment, but also it saves a lot of money. So before we delve in, like Reddington, the group was started in '93, so this is our 30th year of operations. And we deal in IT, basically all IT products and non-IT products. And like I told, I come from the solar division. So this is our board of directors. Like I told you, it's a promoter, not a promoter-driven company. The promoter of the company today doesn't hold any shares here. It is a public listed company. So it's all independent directors, no promoters here. And this is a short snapshot of some of the major products which we deal. Like I was telling you, Apple products, we sell around 15,000 crores of Apple products every year. We hold around 70% of the market share for Apple products in India. We deal in other products as well, where like HP, Lenovo, Dell, there again like 10,000 crore plus is what we sell every year. These are some of the brands, these logos here. Maybe many of you use products from these brands. And we are present in 38 countries and 38 markets, different segments. This is our financial performance. To be honest, I don't understand much of these numbers, but one thing I know that we are growing. We are not been losing money, and we have been giving consistent returns to our shareholders. That is one thing I clearly understand from this number. So here I start, this is something which I do day in and day out. So everyone consumes electricity today. This is something which you cannot live without today. So, and everyone is now also looking at how to reduce my electricity bills. So this is what I can help you do. So today, if in whatever product you are manufacturing, electricity, the cost of electricity is now become a major component. Earlier there was a time when you used to get very subsidized power, maybe industry to promote was getting it 3 rupees, 4 rupees. So at that point of time, electricity was not a major cost of your product. So it was okay. But today, at the rate of 8 rupees, 9 rupees, the cost of electricity itself is a major component in whatever you produce. So it makes sense today to see how you can cut down on this cost. And also, like earlier, when you invested your money in a FD or in a savings account, you used to get good returns. Today, hardly I think you get 3 to 6%, around 3% on your savings, and maybe around 6% or 6.5% on your FDs. Whereas your investment in solar can fetch you returns of not less than 15%. So you have to really decide where you want to put your money. So to give you an idea what is a solar system, how does it work? So all of you must have seen solar panels which are fixed on the roof. So these panels basically convert sunlight into electricity, and the type of electricity that the panels generate is DC power. But as you all know, all the equipments, all the electrical components you use, they all work on AC power. So that is the reason you cannot directly use electricity generated by the solar panels to power your equipments. So to do that, we have a component called as inverters. These inverters convert that DC power generated by the panels into AC, which you can use to run your equipments. And we have a policy for net metering. What net metering is, there was a time, solar has been here even before all these policies came. All this net metering and all started very recently, but solar has been here for many years. So earlier what people used to do was like they used to generate the electricity, and whatever they required for the night, they used to store in batteries and then use during the night, because solar generates only during daytime. But today with policies like net metering, you can use the BESCOM as your battery. So whatever you require for the night, you generate during the day and give it to BESCOM. And then during the night, you consume energy from BESCOM. And when at the end of the month, when BESCOM generates the bill, they see how much energy you have given to them and how much you have consumed from them. So if you have given whatever you have consumed from BESCOM, you have given to BESCOM, then BESCOM tells, okay, whatever you have taken from me, you have given it back, so I am not going to charge anything for the energy. So if you classify the solar plants, they are basically can be classified into four type of solar plants. One is a net metered system, where basically we have a solar plant that is connected with the grid, and if you are not using the power that is being generated, it will go to the grid, that is BESCOM, and then later on you consume from the BESCOM, and whatever you consume from the BESCOM, it is adjusted, and whatever excess you are using, only for that you will get a bill. That is why it is called as a net metering. Net of consumption will be billed. The other one is gross metering. Today the BESCOMs, they have come with a policy called as gross metering, where whatever you generate will be purchased by the BESCOM at a fixed rate, and then whatever power you consume from the BESCOM, that will be at the retail rate they will be charging you. So your net billing will be retail rate, minded that rate, whatever you are generating, whatever price they are giving, maybe around 3 rupees 60 paise is something I think they are giving in Karnataka now. So whatever you consume per unit 3 rupees 60 paise, you will get a rebate. And hybrid is for areas where you still have power cuts during the day, because during the day when the solar is generating, these grid tied solar plant, the first one what we discussed, they do not work if there is a grid failure. You might ask why solar works on sunlight, why it doesn't work when the grid is not there. In fact, it should continue to work and power my equipments. The reason it doesn't work is, like I told you, it's a net metered system, it is connected with the grid. That means if you are not using the power, that power is given to the grid, it is all automatic, you are not doing anything to do that. So now if the grid is failed and my system, solar system doesn't stop working, what will happen is the solar power, if you are not using that power, your solar plant might continue exporting the power to the grid. And assume there is a maintenance work going on and the BESCOM people want to do some line maintenance, they switch off their power. They think now my line is free, it is not electrified, and my people can attend to that complaint. But if the solar plant continues to work, it will continue to export power into that line. There is no way that BESCOM person can come to know that still power in this line. So he might get electrocuted and it can lead to death. That is the reason it's a mandatory requirement that any equipment which connects to the grid and feeds power to the grid, must disconnect the moment there is a power failure. So a net metered system will always stop when power is not there, grid is not there, solar plant also will not work. So in areas where you have a lot of power failure during the day when the solar panel can generate electricity, you can go in for a hybrid system. Hybrid system is a combination of battery and also the grid. So when grid is not there, it will start charging your batteries and you can consume power in the batteries. Off-grid, the last one was typically for remote locations where grid is literally not available or very erratic. There you can basically do, that system is not at all connected to the grid. So you just generate from sunlight, store in the battery and use it. So this is a simple animation to show you how it works. So sunlight falls on this panel and that is converted to DC power. That power comes to that inverter. Inverter converts that to AC and it comes into your home to run your TV or in your factory, all your machineries, everything can run on that. And if you are not consuming, it will go to the grid. So similarly, a hybrid system, if you see the only difference is here you have battery. So you can also store energy locally at your place instead of sending it to the BESCOM. So now we know what is solar system, then why should we use a solar photovoltaic? Why not we, because we all read in the papers, lot of gigawatt and megawatts of power of solar plant is being installed, so why you should install? See, the moment you generate centrally at one location and consuming it at different location, you are using the grid again, the transmission lines from the point of generation to the point of consumption, there are losses. So when you set up a solar plant on your own roof, you are eliminating all those losses. So this is the most efficient way of using power. You generate power on your own rooftop and then consume at your own place. So that reduces the losses, transmission losses. Plus rising energy cost. Why should you go as rising energy cost? You all know what rates you paid maybe 5 years before, what was your electricity tariff and what is your electricity tariff now. And if you extrapolate, you can just imagine what will be your tariff 5 years down the line. Plus, at some point of time, like I showed in that video, everything cannot be just business and commerce and money. There are certain things we need to ensure. Why are we working? We want to create a what you call better lifestyle for our children and their children. So, what use is money of if there is no environment to live happily? So, at some point of time, we need to look beyond the numbers on money. So solar helps in tackling that as well. And like I told, diminishing returns on your investment through banks and other mediums, it makes sense today to put your money in solar. Some interesting facts here, like if you are able to capture the sunlight falling on Earth for 1 hour, if you are able to capture all the sunlight that falls on Earth for 1 hour, the amount of energy that can be generated out of that is enough to power the entire earth for 1 year. That is the kind of energy that is falling from the sun and we are not using that. That's a criminal waste of power we are doing. So why not use that? And solar plants are high on investment, return on investment at the same time, very easy to maintain. So there's no difficulty in maintenance and maintenance costs are very less. So why you should go through Reddington? Like one is we are based across India, so anywhere in India you have a factory, we have a team who can come to your factory, understand what is your requirement and suggest what is the right solution for you. Whether it's for your home or for your business, we will be able to give you the right product. And you will definitely have good returns on this investment. For residential customers, you can get up to 15% of return on that investment you make for your solar plant. And today loans are easily available and we do provide through banks and NBFCs, we also provide loans to customers. Whether it's a residential customer or a industrial and commercial customer, we provide loans. So and today most important is like, you don't have to go anywhere to submit any documents. It's all done at the comfort of your homes or office. So this is a typical thing if you want to understand about solar investment. So I am just giving you an example for a 5 kilowatt system. If you assume the cost of a 5 kilowatt system, it will be approximately around 3 lakh rupees. How that pans out if you take for a loan, if you go for a loan. So approximate the amount of electricity that 5 kilowatt system can generate every month is around 630, 640 units. And if I assume at 7 rupees 50 paise per unit, the amount is equal to around the savings you are generating from that is around 4,700 rupees. Whereas if you take a loan for the solar plant, 80% of the 20% will be the down payment and balance 80% if you are taking a loan, your EMI will be almost around 4,600, 4,700. So literally, that loan what you take for the solar plant is you don't even have to pay. The solar plant itself will pay for the loan. And these solar panels come with a performance warranty of 25 years, and the inverters which convert it to AC, that come with a warranty of replacement warranty of 7 years. So you can be 100% sure till the time your loan is paid, you will not have any major expenses also, because in a solar plant these inverters and the solar panels constitute almost 70 to 80% of the project cost. So your major investment is protected by warranties, replacement warranties till your loan is closed. And this is like a customer's bill. If you see here, this customer was paying around, the last bill he paid was around 7,000 rupees. Today, after setting up the solar plant, the last bill he has paid is around 519 rupees. This 519 rupees is also not for the energy. It is for that meter charges, some minimum consumption charges what the discoms charge. So this is a Tamil Nadu bill. So the customer is just paying 519 rupees now. And if you look at, this is like for a commercial and industrial customer. Today the government has made a law that anybody who has got a sanctioned load of more than 100 kilowatt is mandated to go solar. He has to install solar. The government has made law. Of course we don't do all the government tells, but today you can go solar not because the government tells you, but because it makes sense. The return on investment for a commercial customer can be anywhere between 15 to 20%, and there are some places like, for example, Mumbai the returns is as high as 50%. So that means anybody investing in solar in Mumbai gets back his investment in 2 years, and the system is performance warranty is for 25 years. And for commercial customers and industrial customers, there's you can claim a depreciation of 40% every year on this investment. So in 4 to 5 years, you can almost write down the value of this equipment, and by that time your payback also would have been happening. And I'll just show you the same calculation here. Like say, let us look at a cost for a 100 kilowatt system. So if you look at the cost of a 100 kilowatt solar plant, if it is around 45 lakh rupees, the depreciation what you will get in 4 to 5 years is around 14 lakh rupees, 14.16 lakhs. So your net cost is around 30 lakh rupees is what your cost of the product. And if you are going for a 45 lakh rupees loan, because for commercial customers we can fund the entire project. You have to give some cash collaterals or security deposit, but the entire project cost can be funded. And if you go in for that such kind of funding, here if you see a 100 kilowatt solar plant can generate around 12,000 units per month, and a industry paying around 8 rupees 50 paise per unit, your amount saved is around 1 lakh rupees. And if you see your EMI, it will be somewhere around 65,000 rupees. So here the solar plant is not only paying your loan but also saving some money for you. And the same warranties extend to both the customers, so you can be 100% confident of your investment and returns on that. So this is a case study for a commercial customer who has installed around 120 kilowatt. So here if you see, this is his consumption, what he was doing before installing solar. And now the first billing on June, 30th of June was his first billing after the solar was installed. Here if you see, almost the consumption has come down by 50% now. So his savings is huge, savings he is getting because of this. So money saved is money earned. We don't have to work hard to earn money. You can save money to earn more money. So why Reddington? Like I told you, we are a listed company, professionally driven company. All companies driven by professional directors and ethically managed company today. We are a AA plus rated company. That means we are also financially strong. This is our 30th year of operations. And today, solar for an industry or for a residential customer, investment is solar is a capital intensive. So you are investing a lot of money into this system. So you also need to make sure that your supplier is going to stay there to provide you all those warranties and guarantees what I'm talking of. So what point is that if I give you a warranty of 25 years but 5 years down the line if I am not there, what will you do? So you also have to look at the company through whom you are buying. You need to make sure that that partner is going to stay with you. So solar operations we started in 2016 and since then we have been basically a pure distributor, but now we are also taking up projects. We understand the customer's requirement and set up the solutions for them and make sure the customers recover their investments. This is my company, Pradeep Shikantan, he is our Vice President and Solar Business Unit Head. Rangarajan Kasturi, he handles sales and I handle technical and operations. This is our team. We are now present across India at all major cities and states. We are a public listed company. We have a network of over 4,000 plus registered partners. So anywhere in India, we will be able to install the system and also support the system. In the last 2 years, we have sold more than 1,200 crores of solar equipments. We are the largest distributors for solar equipments in India today. These are the brands we offer, multiple brands to choose from. For panels, we have both Indian made as well as imported ones. Similarly, we have different type of inverters, string inverters and some micro inverters, hybrid inverters. So you name it, we have it, and if you just connect with us, we can identify what is the best solution for your requirement and provide that. So Longi is one of the brand which we represent today. It's a global #1 company, and this company alone produces more than 10 times what India produces in 1 year. So like they are the #1 for the last 2 years in terms of the shipments they make into the world. And these are the efficiencies of the models which Longi produces. You can see like every year they have been breaking their own records. These are different models. This HIMO 5 is what we currently available in the country. HIMO 6 and HIMO 7 will be coming in next year. And this company again, why Longi? If you tell, this company believes in what they walk the talk, because like when I tell you that by installing solar you are saving energy, you are saving environment, this company is walking the talk. They have made a dedication that by the year 2028, 100% of the electricity they consume to generate this, manufacture these panels will also come from renewable energy. Because making solar panels is highly energy intensive. If you see the solar panels, the blue color cells what you see on the solar panel, basically it is sand. Sand is melted at very high temperature, it is melted and then formed into round rods. These are called as ingots. And these ingots are again at micro nanometer thickness. These ingots are cut. That cut thing is called as wafer. And these wafers, after the chemical doping is done, that it is turned into a solar cell. So Longi has a complete chain, right from ingots to solar cells to solar panels. Everything is in-house. And since they consume a lot of power, this power again, like I was telling you, if you are generating solar, manufacturing solar panels, but the power you consume to make these panels is coming from coal-fired plants, no point. So by 2028, this company has made a commitment that entire power they consume to make the panels will come out of renewable energy. So Grovat is one brand we deal, that is inverters. This like India today, like almost you can call it as a #1 because it's a household name. whoever has installed or wants to install definitely knows this brand. Then this another string inverter we have, Fox ESS. This was a string inverter. I'm just rushing through this because these are more technical things, and anybody who wants to get more detail about this can connect us. We are there at the entrance in front of that lift on first floor. So if you are more interested, please connect with us. So these are future ready inverters available in 3 to 6 kilowatt and 5 to 110 kilowatt for 3 phase. These are high miles. This is a micro inverter. These are inverters which are connected right behind the panel, and this directly generate AC power behind the solar panel. Globally available, and if you see, this inverter can support up to 650 watt peak modules. And here with these kind of inverters, you can see how much each panel is producing. The previous two inverters what I showed you, there on the whole you can see how much your solar plant is producing. Here you can see how much each panel is producing, and plus in the previous kind of inverters, what will happen is when I install a system, if there is a shadow on one panel, the entire panels which are connected in series along with this panel, the generation will drop. Whereas in this thing, in micro inverters, if there is a shadow or if there is any, say, flying paper or something has fallen on a panel, the generation of only that panel is affected. All other panels will continue to produce maximum. Right now we have 1 kilowatt and 2 kilowatt models of this, and compared to micro inverters, these are like 20% cheaper, which is the nearest brand available. We are 20% cheaper. We have also tied up with a company called Basel Energies. These are basically DC powered equipments, DC cold storages, DC fans, that is solar ACs and solar cold storage solutions. So anybody in the rural area, if you are like, say for example, flowers or fruits, if you are harvesting vegetables, etc., if you are harvesting, and if you want to retain this at your place for 2-3 days before you get a good price or before your pickup vehicle comes, you can build a cold storage at your own farm. Like I told you, we are present across the country. These are the places where we have our warehouse. Reddington has got around 150 plus warehouses across India. And we handle around 4 lakh shipments every day. Like even your Amazon and Flipkart shipments also are handled by Reddington sometimes. Like financing, you had heard a lot of finance just before, but like I told, we are also financing. We have tied up with SIDBI to finance all our commercial customers, that is MSMEs and SMEs, we can finance through SIDBI. There we can finance anything from 10.
What's the status of our MSME today, how it's contributing, how it's functioning, and to generate or to support more and more MSMEs, what are to entrepreneurs. They need to have a lot of support from various sections. For example, MSME DFO, Ministry of MSME, under which we are working, and a lot of training programs being organized to generate MSME unit. But recent trends, what you are seeing, there is a skill labor requirement in many MSMEs. Our training programs, what we are giving to many entrepreneurs or many participants, has lot of benefits for industries. For example, we have CNC training mission, CNC training programming missions, and textiles and garments training programs, chemical related programs. So these are basic, some of the training programs which will help the prospective entrepreneurs to start their own unit. So in that direction, MSME DFO is always engaged in promoting such entrepreneurs. And whatever the training programs we are doing, it is a free of cost. And the second point is assisting the existing industries is also a important. Assisting existing industry, if you take in terms of the financial assistance or in terms of the quality awareness programs or in terms of reducing the cost of manufacturing in the industry or in terms of assisting the industry when they are coming in group, all very important. Under the procurement, what we were talking about, procurement, that is under, it falls under the marketing support, has a huge impact on the industries, MSME industries. When it's talk about the procurement means, though it comes under marketing, marketing has a huge subject when you talk about the importance for the industries. In that cases, the MSMEs always try to get the support from the government side through this marketing support. So when I say marketing, marketing plays an important role and makes the industry more sustainable if the marketing system continues to have benefits for the industries. Here we have procurement marketing scheme where many of the MSMEs, they participate in trade fairs, because trade fair is one such important event that takes place across India, being organized by various event organizers on various sectors. For example, maybe engineering sector, maybe food sectors, or it may be in electrical, all these comes under that particular marketing. So that here government tries to encourage micro and small enterprises to participate in those trade fairs, which will encourage the MSMEs to get the marketing linkages, networkings, new buyers, new product, new services, and new opportunity to diversify their product, or their businesses. Because everybody wants to develop, everybody wants to grow. When they want to grow, the supporting systems also should play a major role. So like that, this is the marketing scheme which will help a lot. Right from September, this 23-24, from April to till now, almost we have approved around 34 trade fairs, including the recent concluded IMS. And the upcoming trade fairs like Bangalore Tech Summit and water and renewable energy. But every sector, suppose entrepreneurs or MSME units get benefits, it's an opening for them to have a new look in the marketing support. So today we have a lot of trade fairs across India, and recently we also approved this India International Trade Fair, where the most of the MSMEs, they got free stalls, and they have got an opportunity to visit Delhi and participate in Pragati Maidan. So that is an opportunity, and the government is giving it free of cost for those units, and they are participating for 14 days. So these various trade fairs, when I talk about that, MSME gets a support at a free of cost, either in the stall rent or through extra expenditure or contingency expenditure, which we call it as up to 25,000, or stall rent up to 1,25,000. Both put together 1,50,000 the unit can get it. Though it's if you compare the standard trade fair, for example, India Manufacturing Show, where it costs around 2 lakh something per event, it's an amount which will be refundable or reimbursed to MSMEs. It will help a lot to those, and also encourage more MSME to take part of that. That is one area where government is trying. Here in the procurement marketing support, the MSMEs, micro and small enterprises headed by SC/ST candidates or women entrepreneurs, they will get a free of 100% reimbursement. 100% reimbursement, which will, mainly point is to increase their participation in many trade fairs and take the marketing support. Because the marketing support, why we have to make them to participate or encourage them to participate in the trade fair is because we know there is a 3% reservation exclusively for women and women entrepreneurs in the public loan policy, where there the even you are not touched to 1% or 3% or even 2%, it is always below 1%. So the last year 22-23, it's only 1.2% out of this 3%. So to encourage more and more MSMEs in that directions, this participation in the trade fair becomes very important for them. So overall, the participation, the gradually the year to year, the increase, there is increase that is happening. Similarly for international. Okay, see, I think now the number is